Hello, stream. This is when I do a big intro and then everyone tells me in chat that I'm muted. So I'm just gonna sit here.
It's working fine.
I don't believe you, Evan. You're lying to me. There he is, Illusionary Voice. Thank you for the subscription. Currently on a 4-month streak. Also, Tabletop Collective, and also Nurgle Matthew. Why is Scott muted? Rufus, please. But there was someone else who gave us up as well. I can't remember their name. Pansy Bear, that was another one. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Cornflake Justice. I appreciate it. What up, y'all? I'm not muted. Now I can scream. How you guys doing today? Scott rocking the GX85, or have you upgraded? I mean, kind of all the Panasonic cameras I ever bought, I've kept over time. So the GX85 is actually up there doing our top-down shot, which is definitely not in focus. But the one that I use for painting footage is the
it's in focus. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. The GX8. The GH6. That's the one that I use for painting stuff. All right, figure out to focus those cameras.
Holmes the Fifth subscribing.
And Pepe the Fish, or Pep the Fish, sorry. I missed the beard. Yeah, it's coming back. We both decided that I look better with the beard, so I'll grow it out. What up, Jess? Travel Cedric gifted 5 subs. Let's go.
I think that giveaway is going to happen right at the beginning of the stream, it looks like.
That might be the case. All right, stream. I got a question for you. I need to pin these 3D prints for vampires that I've been working on, and it's a little bit noisy because I have to use I don't have to, but I'd like to use a Dremel to do it. And let me know if this is too loud and annoying. I'm doing great, Tabletop Collective. All right, here we go. So that's the lowest speed. A little too low to actually be useful. Evan's definitely making it worse. That's one model. I have to do that. I don't have all 20, but I have to do that maybe like 12 more times. Not too bad, not too loud at all. All right, thick. Now I can show you all my 3D prints that I'm very concerned about. I'm very concerned I'm gonna break these models. The resin I used was just so gosh darn brittle. When I was breaking these models off their supports, the support connections to their feet were so strong that I was busting their feet off their ankles. So this is definitely the wrong resin to use for a gaming miniature, but you know, we're kind of here now. What up, Mac Boots? Get some Soraya Tenacious and do a mix of your favorite with about 10% Tenacious. Okay. I've definitely heard about mixing. Actually, with the slicer that I use, Lychee, what they do is you can upload like your profile settings for like your resin to like the internet. And I saw when I was setting up my Rezion one that there was also a profile that someone mixed Soraya Tech with Rezion. And I think they actually mixed in Obsidian Blue, which is the one that I have, the more, which is referred to as more of a tooling resin on their
Zima
website.
Blue?
It's called Obsidian Blue with no E, B-L-U.
Zima Blue, got it.
Yes. Are you gonna use the Mini in AOS? Yes, this is a Graveguard proxy.
Man, everything about watching you do that stresses me out.
Why is that?
Drills in your fingers.
Oh yeah, no, I've experienced it before, don't worry. Stabbed myself many a time.
Ugh.
Everybody who's not dope uses Lychee. No offense to dopes. Everyone who's not dope uses Lychee, but then you made him sound like being dope was a bad thing?
Not a dope uses Lychee.
Not a dope, okay. When I brought up Lychee last time, there were some people who had some legitimately good opinions about Chi2 Box, but I've really been enjoying Lychee over Chi2 Box lately. Whoa. It felt like I broke out the other side of the model, but I guess this model is just hollow. I definitely like busted through something, but I don't see anything coming out of an ankle or a shin or anything, so we're good. We're good. We're
no
still
holes
good.
in your fingers either.
Not holding my fingers. JJ Waterboy, thank you for the subscription.
Why are you using this tool for this?
Compared to what?
Like a WoW stick?
Oh wow, I don't have a WoW stick. This is
What
what
the
I have.
hell?
This is what I got for drilling holes in minis. I do have a battery-powered something at my house that I have not broken out yet.
The WoW stick is a lot less aggressively a destroyer of your fingers if you mess up.
Yeah, I'm going on the low speed.
Yeah, which is still like 1,000 times faster than the WoW stick.
Okay, if I go slower, this thing is useless. So I can go slow.
The WoW stick also has bits that are kind of designed for the low speed thing.
I guess it isn't useless. I was trying it out before the stream, and it felt like I was getting nowhere with it. Oh, I almost busted through the foot there. You can see there's a little itty baby hole right at the top of his foot.
Yeah, your alignment on that one wasn't.
No, too close to the center of the foot.
It's all right. Paint will cover that up.
Yes, of course. Tabletop Collective asks, have you looked into Bolt Action's rule set at all? You mentioned trying it out in the year-end video. I think you'll like it. Some of it is meh, but I absolutely love the random activation aspect of it and wish more games did that. We'll convert you to a historical lover eventually. From what someone described, maybe it was even you. Someone described it as pulling activation out of a bag. Which reminds me a lot of Rain in Blood from Vince. I think it's a bunch of D12s you roll in a bag. Or no, you just roll them. Nothing to do with the bag.
I was gonna say roll in a bag doesn't work. So.
Yeah, I thought you like put them in a bag and then took them out one at a time, but you don't do that. You just fucking roll
them. There's also Conquest has a mechanic where you choose the order of your activations at the beginning of the round. Which I think is really interesting. It's an alternating activation game, but you like assemble a deck basically of your different units. And as you move through it, that's the unit that activates. So you don't get to change your mind of which one activates later.
Okay, so it's an end of round thing, beginning of round thing, and you just decide the activation of the units. Okay, interesting.
But it's alternating activation. So it'd be like in Song if you would decided, okay, so I'm gonna activate NCU, then this unit, then this unit, then this unit, then this unit. And you set them all down, like face down in a pile. And as you draw them, that's the order you play in. So hopefully you chose correctly at the beginning of the round.
Okay. It's kind of like Guild Ball. You have like a battle plan that you invest into by allocating influence that may not pan out if the round goes awry, but this is more about specific units, less about their intent. Awesome Art Freak. Thank you for the subscription. 17 months. Woo!
Moosey wants to know, what's your best advice for cleaning up Song of Ice and Fire minis? When I sand them, they never look right. Well, then don't sand them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
My advice is to use a sharp X-Acto knife and just to slice off the mold lines as best you can. On their arms, on mostly their hands and their weapons, but some of them on their arms, it's actually a different kind of plastic that cleans better, and you can scrape mold lines off of those weapons and stuff.
Yep.
The rest of the model, though, what I did last time, and I feel like it kind of worked out, was I used a sponge sanding stick to deal with the mold lines, and then I actually paintbrushed on acetone onto the model where I was sanding, and that got rid of a lot of the kind of fluffy shaving stuff that like loves to stick to the model. Like when
the bumpiness.
Yeah, the bumpiness. It doesn't. It's very difficult to get stuff to come off of the model, and so a little bit of acetone kind of melts it back onto the model, nice and smooth.
You can do the same thing with plastic glue and stuff too. The Tamiya Extra Thin, you can use that to knock down a bit of plastic floofiness, or if you cut a little too deep and want to rebond, it works.
It works on that?
It works.
That's fantastic. So yeah, just Tamiya, same thing. Tabletop Collective described it further. Every unit has a corresponding dice with different orders on them. Whatever side's dice gets pulled gets to activate any unit. Sometimes leads to feel bads when one side goes for, because so it's like one unit might have, several units might have the same dice side that you roll and they all go at the same time. That seems a little too random to me, honestly. I feel like I'd rather just like decide tactically how everything is going to work in my army.
I think what I'm learning about war games in general is that the design trends towards randomness is good, and
God, what am I doing?
Maybe a fundamental disagreement that I have with a lot of war game design, but it's very common.
Yeah. I always want to put a poll out there. You know, I always view Twitch chat as like a representation of the entire hobby, and I always want to poll them. I'm just curious, like how much randomization you guys like in games. I mean, I like a little bit. I'm trying to think about like any at all. Like I want to do something and I want it to work.
The question I have for you is, do you separate categories of randomization? Because I definitely do. What I mean by that is dice rolls to me are fundamentally different than card games. Because a card game has a random set of options that you have available to you, and there is some randomness with choices when you choose to draw, but the actions that you have in your hand generally don't have RNG associated with them.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair differentiation. Also, what up, Eons of Battle? He says, we are the hobby. I really don't. I don't mind card draw RNG, because like you're still like getting something that you have to just work with and use.
Well, most of the time. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you just draw land and you don't need lands anymore.
Yeah. Like I definitely think that you can still get fucked by RNG in a card game, or in the card game aspect of something like Song, but the decision-making aspect of it is a lot less, well, I'm going to do this thing and it may or may not work. And all the cards that I really hate in Song are the ones that require a dice roll to do something. Like I hate counterplot.
Like dueling, counterplot, all that shit.
All that stuff where it's like I played a card, I paid this cost, I made a decision, and then I rolled the dice and so the card just doesn't do anything. I think it is really bad. I like High Sparrow. High Sparrow has dice rolls on his cards, but they do something on either side of the dice roll. Yeah. It's either you get this effect, or if you roll like a 1 or a 2, you get this other effect that in one case is arguably better. So I'm fine with that. I just don't like any card that, like Warcry on a card. Oh, I perform a morale test. Oh, I failed the morale test. Nothing happens. Not a fan.
Fair. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Eons of Battle says, I like a lot of random because I'm bad at games and it knocks down my smarter friends' tactics. And that I think is exactly the goal in Age of Sigmar. Do you actually think that, Eons of Battle? Is that what you actually think, or are you just memeing right now? I can't tell sometimes, so I have to ask when I'm being explicit. Mike Jean says, my favorite part of X-Wing is I'm guessing what the ship I want to shoot is going to do and trying to position it in a certain way. So it's random, but it still feels good. I have no idea how X-Wing plays. I don't understand that exactly. I really, really want to learn that game from Alex.
Yeah. There was a time when it was one of the greatest sci-fi games in our community.
Yes.
I literally won 2 games last year. So, okay. I actually had this exact same thought about AOS recently, and I mentioned it in our joint Discord server for our Escalation League. I was like, as of the most recent December meta watch, the disparity in win percentages is 61% at the top end for, I can't remember what. And at the bottom is the Cruel Boys with 38% or something like that. I was like, I actually expect that to be, actually it's 58. It's 58 and 30 something. I can't remember what it is. But I expect it to be bigger, like even like 65, 35, like just terrible. And I thought that the double turn is actually a balancing mechanic because there's a 42% chance that you're gonna get double turned and your great army that's OP just gets fucking crushed. Or like cripples beyond, to the point of irrelevancy. So I kind of had that same thought that randomization is a balancing mechanic in and of itself when you don't want to take the time to balance the individual factions, or you're like GW and you want to just put out more factions and not think too much about balance, but just make more cool models.
Yeah.
Posted in Discord. I want to see that. Can we see that, Evan?
What are we seeing?
The graphic that Azathoth posted in the Discord about randomization and stuff like that. Because I'm always looking for different ways to think about randomization. Oh, is it some bullshit thing? It's not real?
I mean, it is real, but it's also meme worthy. Give me a second.
What up, Kara?
Do as I command, computer.
Do as I command. I think it's an accidental balance mechanic. If it works, don't change it. Yeah, I think just no. I've never heard anyone talk about the double turn in that way ever, and I've asked a million people to like justify the rule to me. So I think I agree with you. I think it is kind of an accidental mechanic, but I just don't think anyone thinks that's how it's working. Maybe not, but no one says that. So I'm gonna lean into that. I don't think anyone knows or thinks that's how it's working. Someone must have.
Here is the axiom of randomness, Scott. One axis is more tactical and one axis is more random.
Poker and Hearthstone are in the corner. Yeah, so I wanna land somewhere along the x-axis, but like 10%, 20% clicks up. I want a little bit of dice rolling, but I don't want it to fucking ruin my gameplay experience, which is like a hard area to talk about. That's funny though. Yeah, definitely. That's a good graphic to show kind of like the breadth of RNG that's possible in games. All right, I think it was the last one, I think? That was the last one, cool. No more Dremlin. Now we're gonna glue some pins in. Oops, bump that. Flapjack Nickel Sack. Thanks for the Prime sub. 4 months in a row.
We're there for our giveaway.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Total.
So we have 51 subs. We're gonna give away the Smartell Starfall Outriders. Let me see if I can grab that box pick and take a look at one of those models. Thank you. So these are female Middle Eastern themed cavalry that just look sick. I don't know if the models are any good, but sorry, I don't know if the unit's any good, but
they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the Starfall Knights are better, but they're light cav with built-in rally cry, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Built-in crit blow and rally cry.
Built-in Rip Blow and Rally Cry? Or Crowley Cry? Cali Cry?
Holy smokes.
I feel like Light Cav in A Song of Ice and Fire really struggles. I feel like it doesn't have much of a purpose. It's like a waste of points.
I could not disagree more, but
I've just never seen anyone run Light Cav successfully in the 120 games I've played. But maybe I haven't played against an army or a faction that uses Light Cav a lot. Like, what's a good Light Cav option?
I mean, it depends, but the trackers, Night's Watch Ranger trackers are actually really good.
Okay.
They are, according to Mark Rupp, and I agree with him on this, the most points efficient unit in the entire game at 6 points.
Okay.
Where are my giveaways? Hello? There we go.
Randomness can help new people not always get... Yeah, that's kind of the same concept as better armies losing to worse armies just because of randomness. And I think someone else saying something similar. Can help new players against other new players, but a good player is... I mean, I'm going to kind of disagree with you there, DK Ratesberg. So I've been watching a lot of Season of War. I've watched 7 battle reports at this point, and in every single game, other than maybe like 1 or 2, these guys are like some of the best players in America, according to Vince. He told me that. I'm assuming he's talking about Ridge, and also Oh, the guy's name starts with a J. Anyways, the priority roll is very contentious in those games. It's very sought after. It's very important. There are times when players think it's important and it's not so important, and there are times when they think it's important and it is important and they win the game because of it. And they're like the best.
Yeah, the one that I watched, the priority roll ended up not mattering, even though they felt like it mattered every time, and it was critical. And it ended up being close game only because one player basically ran away over and over and over, which I think also feels pretty bad in a game that's mostly about I roll dice, you roll dice, things die.
Yeah.
It was a well-played game, but it was one of those, is this really what the game is about? Also, the giveaway's going. Exclamation mark moist in the chat for your chance at winning a unit of Starfall Outriders from Simon's Song of Ice and Fire miniature wargame.
What up, Broadsword Wargaming? Thanks for the sub. How are we all? We are well, Ali. Ali just told me that he is definitely going to come over to my house sometime in, I don't know when it was.
Who?
Ollie from Broadsword Wargaming. Him and his wife, Kara. I met them at Warhammer World, and they were just lovely people.
Hey. I didn't know you went to Warhammer World.
I didn't really. I was there for like an hour.
The
They might not be married, you're right.
The Soviet erasure meme where it's Stalin with the guy next to him and then the guy is removed.
Yeah.
Scott at Warhammer World.
Yeah.
GW removes them. Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah, I don't know if you guys just noticed, but I just broke this guy's sword off of his scabbard. Not his scabbard. I guess there is a sword at the side of there. But, man, I'm so terrified that I'm going to spend 40 hours painting 20 Graveguard, 30 hours, 35 hours, just to have these things slowly break over time. I really don't want that to happen, but I'm really afraid it's going to happen.
Super brittle resin is a cruel mistress.
I know, and I feel like I'm definitely, like, I could discover a new resin and reprint these 20 guys out, but goddamn, I really don't want to. I really don't. Get accelerant? Yeah, I could get accelerant. I got it right next to me. It's just a little bit more challenging of a thing to glue together. Shouldn't be, though. Dude, it is so hot in here.
Let me check that thermostat.
It definitely got turned back on. Someone turned it up to fucking 80?
No,
oh, okay.
It's sitting at 70.
Okay.
I'm turning it down.
That would have been my wife, and she did that, I would have lambasted her.
Amber, why did you turn the temperature in here to 90 degrees?
All right. Man, this is a complicated process. I don't know if I want to do it on stream. It's boring as fuck. Need to watch more of his videos, but they always are very pleasant. I totally agree. Am I excited for LVO? I'm a little bit scared. I'm trying to get all my shit in order. And I am, you know, I'm more concerned about the thing that I have going on than less so about, you know, having fun and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit concerned about the class that we're teaching and also Top Live and like all that shit and bringing the right equipment and like how I'm gonna fly it out there and what's it gonna cost, things like that. But there's definitely a part of me that's excited for like the con experience.
Scott, quick question for you.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to set up another goal. What are we giving away for the next rolling goal?
Rolling goal.
Do you want to do another unit box or do you want to do a cutting mat?
Let's do a cutting mat.
Cutting mat it is.
Okay. Go more off to the side there. Oh, I'm defo gonna knock over that. Can the dollar and roundy acrylic white be brushed on, or is it really best airbrushed? I have no idea if it'd be good brushed on. I would assume that it'd be bad, but I don't know.
He's got the Dremel again.
What?
I just get nervous when I see you using power tools, Scott.
You don't trust me? Dude.
Do you want me to answer that question honestly?
Having this cable, you know what? Okay, I need to change that up. Yeah, go ahead, sure.
No. All I see is, I got the insurance brain, all right? I just see accidents waiting to happen.
Okay.
And then I think, am I really paid well enough to be considered an ambulance service?
Yes. I need you.
I mean, you know, if I drove you to the hospital, I would just yell content and we would start streaming from a phone.
Yeah.
Until we got to the hospital.
That's probably true.
I should also be afraid of Scott around knives and scissors. Scissors are relatively safe. He doesn't run a lot, so that's the main risk, in my opinion. Knives definitely, though.
That was terrifying. Look at that. Graveguard proxy on a base. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do this on stream. This is going to take way too long. Especially with this cable scenario I got going on here.
Well, then in that case, let's switch gears and paint some silenced men.
Let's do it.
And if you're interested in the giveaway that we're doing right now while Scott looks for his silenced men and moves things around, exclamation mark moist in the chat to enter to win a unit of Starfall Outriders from Song of Ice and Fire.
Exclamation mark moist.
That's right. Caleb Sweet 20 giving us a sub.
Here's the current giveaway, y'all. Miniac, do you use synthetic brushes for metallic paints and glazes? Not really. I have heard the theory that metallic paints do damage your brushes, and maybe that happens. I don't know. But I am dubious about that actually happening. And if it does happen, it probably happens at such a slow rate that just normal painting is just as bad. But I do use synthetic brushes, especially when I'm painting larger figures and using large quantities of paint that would accelerate the death of a brush by getting like paint in the ferrule and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't use it explicitly for metal paint jobs. All right, then.
You excited for LVO?
Yeah, I think I answered that question a little bit already. Basically, I'm more concerned about making all the events that we've advertised go off without a hitch than excited about the event itself. But that will probably go away as the events happen and they work out probably fine. Okay. I think I was painting skin, and I was mixing a color from Vallejo and AK Interactive. I think it was these two colors. I was using AK Interactive's Light Flesh and Armor Brown from Vallejo. What up, Amos Dean? Vincey V hobby cheating video, first aid. Let's get that painting camera going again. Your mouth cleans all that yucky stuff right off. Brush liquor for life. There we go, Jay. There we go.
Jimmy Hayes, 23.
Jimmy Hayes.
Subscribing and saying, happy stream, y'all. All your base are belong to you, Scott. Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing as Lummox Beast. Where's your notebook? Don't you normally take notes on your mixes and stuff?
No, I don't normally do that. I was trying to make a habit of doing that, but I'm not super interested in that kind of habit.
What he's saying, Chad, is he gave up.
I just don't know, you know? It just takes forever to write things down. It takes forever.
Literally an eternity.
Yeah, I know. Being such a baby.
Scott isn't painting right now. He's in fact still writing in that notebook. What you're seeing is an illusion.
I have 4 arms. That's what I need. I need 4 arms. I could be writing with 2 of the arms, and I could be painting with the other 2.
You've got 4 arms. They're attached to your arms.
Hanging fruit. You're better than that.
I'm really not.
Okay. So. It could be any color. Fair. New Year's resolution? That was more of a Q4 resolution. Okay. What we decided last time. Nabeltos, is that an L? Thanks for the 4 months of subbing. Scott, I should have listened to you regarding commissions. I picked up a huge one from a guy I would paint for early in 2020. I finished it later today. Yeah, man. Congrats. I mean, at least you're done with it, right? That's something to celebrate. Who are your personal top 3 mini painters, Scott? Probably, I don't know, Latharo, Michael Pisarski, or Michal. I don't know how you pronounce his first name. He always just says Michael. Who's the third one? Mark Misclons.
Notice that he didn't put himself in that list.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no.
You're not one of your favorite painters, Scott?
No, I'm not even like, I thought it was like top painters in the world. I feel like I'm not even top 100 on that list.
It's not about your skill. I'm saying you're not one of your own favorite painters.
Oh.
You gotta love yourself, Scott.
I mean, I love myself. I know I'm good at mini painting, and I'm happy with what I'm able to do, but I am definitely my favorite. What about Eric Swinston and Sergio Calvo? Sergio Calvo is cool. I love Sergio Calvo because he just knows the exact amount of blending that he needs to do to like get a just beautiful result. So he has just this this fantastic knowledge about like the exact amount of effort he needs to put into a model to make it look gorgeous. And that is definitely a skill that I don't possess, but I would love to. Kenny Bowser has some nice things to say about you recently. Dude, Kenny is a fucking champ, dude. That guy is so nice to me, and I don't know why. And it's just like, I haven't done anything mean to him, but I certainly haven't like done anything nice to him. And man, whenever we see each other, he's just the nicest fucking dude. And I'm so appreciative of him. What up, Leo Paints? Kenny is cool. He's definitely cool. I'm watching a lot of movies, chat.
About 3 minutes left in that giveaway if you want to enter !moist. Of course, we ask you don't enter if you live in a place that doesn't allow you to enter giveaways, but we're giving away a box of Martell Starfall Outriders. Starf.
Pray away the ads. There it is. That's what you gotta do. Ben, you gotta pray away the ads by giving me your money. You gotta give your sacrifice at the altar of Miniac. Yeah, so last time we were painting Silence Men, what we decided, at least what I decided, was that contrast paint basically exists to create a surface that's easier to layer on top of and also give you your shadow color. And so why bother with the contrast paint? I'm just gonna use a color that's closer to the shadow color that I actually want, and just base coat it on like loosely. I don't need it to be 100% opaque, just one layer, just a contrast paint. I don't need any fancy paints. That's what we're doing now, we're just base coating. Sheffers, hey Scott, recently listened to an episode of TUP where you and John ranked war games. That's one of my favorite episodes. You ranked AOS in C. Has this changed your opinions to Guide to the Game? No, I still would put it in the C category. At least at the moment. Maybe that'll change over time. The more I play it, the more I learn to appreciate it for what it is. But yeah, it's a frustrating game for a person like me to play. But the models are fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like right now I want to play AOS more than Song, even though I definitely like Song more as a game.
You're trying to figure it out.
Maybe that's it.
It's a new problem to solve.
Maybe it's that while I'm playing the game, I actually think I have more fun playing Age of Sigmar. But that might also just because I'm newer to it.
Yeah. Maybe the game's more fun just in general. Maybe.
I think there is a part of my brain that can just let go and be like, you know, I've done everything I can at this point. If I'm going to roll all ones on my saves on my 2-up save guy, so be it. Whatever. Lots of dice. 41 dice on attack goes burr. Giveaway's just ending. If you're hearing this, you have like 2 seconds. Exclamation mark voice. I do want to try Warcry. All I know is that it's supposed to be the equivalent of Kill Team, but in the AOS setting. But I don't know if the rules are really as good. So, all right, let's see who our winner is. Mycelium Veins.
Oh, I know that name. Congratulations, Mycelium Veins. Glad that a regular could win something. This is a really awkward forearm to paint. I'm like having to dodge the axe head, and I'm having to sneak paint into like his armpit bicep area, like under there. This is annoying to paint. Ah, shoot. Absolutely way Mycelium Veins. Warcry is substantially more fun than Kill Team. This coming from Azathoth?
Really?
Azathoth believes that, brother. Why have you been trying to get us to play fucking Kill Team so bad if you like Warcry so much more? Why have you been fucking shilling that game?
More random, he said, not more fun.
Oh.
Oh.
Sag.
I was very excited for a moment there.
Yeah. It's substantially more random. That's a sad time. Man, my fucking brown paint was too close to my freaking skin paint, and now my mix is getting all messed up.
Scott can't read, confirmed.
Yeah, I read too fast, probably.
Chris Creates says, Scott, I just finished painting my first ever, all caps, CMON Mini, and your tips were very helpful. I found that jumping in and just painting for longer stretches got me to the finish line.
My advice of paint more minis? Is that
Yeah, which advice? Scott gives a lot of advice.
Well, I only say that because he mentioned like your advice of getting in there and just painting for longer stretches, which to me just sounds like paint more minis. I painted for longer and I finished.
JTP Crusade just subscribed with Prime, 11th month in a row. What's up, Scott? Love your content as always. Any thoughts on doing another Teach Your Friends to Paint video? That one with the Tyranids was very fun.
It's so interesting you mentioned that because last night, one of my friends in that video, Nick, he messaged me and he was like, I want to do a video like that again. And I kind of told him, I was like, I generally don't like to just redo a video idea. So I would love to include him, but just in like a unique way. But
he says he doesn't like to redo a video idea after doing his like 4th trash end of year video in a row.
That's just kind of a thing at this point, isn't it? It feels like a thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying you could make other things a thing.
I could. I guess, yeah, so the question is there replay value with that kind of a video idea? And I guess there is, because all new painters are going to have their own unique questions and stuff like that.
Vite Mecha says, but every video is about minis.
Fucking wrecked. True. Onion Broski, thanks for the 2 months to 7, my friend. Scott's just like if randomness is powerful. Broadsword Wargaming says that Warcry is Kara's favorite miniature war game. It's dead simple, not a whole lot to it. Yeah, I don't know. That for me isn't super selling the game, but I will still try it out because a skirmish fantasy game is like, a girl can dream.
Simple is good.
That is true, actually.
I mean, we're Song fans, and the main criticism of that game by haters is the game is too simple. There's only 30 pages of rules or whatever. Less. I like Age of Sigmar, where I have 28 different army books and a general's book and the main game book. Oh, and stuff on the website that I need to know about too.
And stuff in White Dwarfs.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Thank you.
Yep.
How could I forget?
How could you forget this simplification of Warhammer Fantasy and all of the books that it requires? How does your Adepticon registration go? I haven't registered for anything at the moment. I don't do much classes and or like events you have to register for. So I kind of just let everyone fight over that stuff, and then I come in later and register for the event with just the typical $25 simple registration. If I can't bludgeon my opponent to death with the rule book, then what is even the point of war games? I love a fatty rule book. Let me tell you.
Didn't even register for the content creator meet and greet.
As a content creator, am I supposed to register as an attendee of that event? I don't have to register for
only if you want to talk to other people.
Okay.
If you show up as a content creator and you're not registered, you're not allowed to talk to the other content creators because you didn't register.
Okay. Good to know. I didn't have to register for Tup Live. I assume that I have a seat at that event.
Yeah, I'm the only ones I'm feeling I missed out on are Marco's. I really wanted to take a class from him. I did sign up for the wait list on one of them and one of Vince's classes, but my intention is not to take more than 2 classes because I got shit to do.
There's a lot of shit to do. It's crazy to me how many people teach classes. Marco Frisoni is teaching classes?
He's teaching 4, I believe.
God damn. That's awesome.
They're on the shorter side, but still, I think he's teaching like all Friday afternoon and all Saturday afternoon and evening.
That's cool.
An oil class and what was the other one? An OSL class, I think? Let me double check.
Army of Heroes, thank you for the sub. Tuvan says, it's good to know that Warcry is simple, might be worth checking out for my friends. Don't like spending hours a week looking at videos, tutorials, tips and tricks. See, that you just described what I like to do.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a contrast class. Getting the most out of contrast paints and underpainting.
That's definitely sounds like something that he would know about.
Yeah, both of them seem pretty oriented around like you've seen the videos, now do it with me, kind of thing. And I'm super on board for that.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I'd also be on board for that. Hey Scott, long time lurk. Speaking of complicated yet simple games, what are your thoughts on Infinity Beyond the Miles being sick AF? I don't have many thoughts on Infinity. I played 2 demos of it, and it seems okay. Seems like a little complicated with the rules, like unnecessarily, but I am willing to continue to try it out and play it because I know it's got a pretty intense fan base, and I wanna know what's up with that.
Did you see Chris Create's response about the advice that you actually gave?
I did not. What was the advice I actually gave?
Let me put that one up. Scott, I was referring to the advice you gave me on a previous stream about CMON Mini, specifically about just starting and working on the parts of the Mini that I enjoy, doing the minimum for the rest. And on a side note, your 2 time challenge videos were really good to rewatch while painting the Mini.
Nice.
Yeah, hey, that's a concept you've revisited.
Yeah. Yeah, when a video gets a lot of views,
it's hard to resist the call of money.
Yeah. The first 10-minute, 10-hour, 1-hour video I made got like 400K views or something like that. It was crazy. You did your year-end video mentioned one of your favorite minis was Song of Ice and Fire mini. Was that the 1-hour or 10-hour version? That was not a ASOIAF model. That was a Blood Rage model from a.
You got that on your desk, right?
Yeah. Actually, no. It's not on my desk. It's in those foam trays somewhere. If you want to look for it, you don't have to though. But yeah, that was a Blood Rage model from one of CMON's board games. So pretty similar in plastic quality. It was the 10-hour one. You're good. Overrated. Don't worry. List building in Infinity is really crunchy and feels weird. Okay, I know I shit on AOS a lot, but the list building in AOS is also very enjoyable.
True.
Which it kind of is in a lot of games, so it's like not hard to do maybe, but like I mean it's not hard to do in Guild Ball at all. It's fun in A Song of Ice and Fire, and it's fun in AOS, like legitimately. It's like it's the drafting of MOBAs, you know. It's a lot of fun.
Do you think the rules for AOS in that regard are a little abstruse?
Oh, of course.
Like when you're allowed to take enhancements and all that kind of stuff. Like you guys were confused about like everyone gets an arcane tome, right?
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things that the builder online just doesn't like tell you. The app builder does, but the one on the website doesn't because apparently only boomers use computers.
This could be true.
Eon says, I finally fixed my airbrush. Turns out the needle and nozzle can't be completely full of dry paint. That is definitely true.
That's an urban legend, man.
Yeah.
The dry paint helps lubricate the surfaces.
Yeah.
I highly recommend for like a deeper cleaning video on your airbrush, Marco Frisoni, because he's just going to keep coming up today now. He has a really, really good in-depth like reset your airbrush type video.
Yeah.
Where it's like you failed to do your regular cleaning. Now you need to really, really go deep.
Yeah, you fucked up.
He suggests using what are those dental cleaners actually called?
I don't know, but I bought them, and they're the same length as my other ones. You lied to me.
Rip. Well, those ones work great for me. I also use the actual Iwata nozzle seat cleaner knife thing.
Yeah, I have that too. I bust that out every now and then.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes things will appear clean, but they aren't, and you have to go a little further.
A little further.
I can use canned air to prime minis, right? Absolutely, you can. Have you checked out the Malifaux list building app? Asks Tiamatinen. It will make you cry at how far behind every other companion app is. I haven't. I don't know a ton about list building in Malifaux, so I don't know like how obvious it would be that it's like leagues ahead. But that's amazing to hear.
I feel like the Song of Ice and Fire app is about as good as it gets for building lists, but on the other hand, song lists are pretty easy to assemble.
Yeah. I really appreciate how plug and play a Song of Ice and Fire is compared to AOS. Like, because the granularity of AOS is 2,000 points and units cost like 85 or like whatever it is, there's a lot less potential for like hot swapping out and staying at 2K points. Like with a 40-point list in Song of Ice and Fire, you can like drop an attachment, add a new one in, drop a 5-point unit, add a new 5-point unit in. It's like all very easy to do, and you can try out new things, which is why I changed my Greyjoy list endlessly, because it's just so easy to do.
On the other hand, it makes the game way harder to balance.
Why is that?
Because they use such lower point totals, going from 5 points to 6 points, you have to change something on the unit, or unless it was so far out of spec to begin with, the unit's going to go from being too good to being literally unplayable most of the time. Because there is no granularity in their point system. One step changes mean humongous changes in viability.
Obviously that in theory sounds right. I'm just trying to think of a unit that got nerfed by a point increase that is now useless. And I'm thinking Tychonosaurus.
Buffs is the other side of that. So Lightbringers are the example from the recent patch. They went down a point with no other changes, and they went from being like nearly unplayable to maybe being the best ranged unit in the game.
See, that's just like, to me, I can see what you're saying, but to me that sounds like players realized the unit and are now taking it, and it is literally better, but it also was okay before. It wasn't the fucking worst and is now the best. That's just an exaggeration. It's gotta be.
The best like unit of bowmen in the game is almost certainly Lightbringers.
I mean, I believe that, but like I don't think 1 point made that change.
Well, 1 point took them from 7 points to 6 points. And now they just outshine everything at 6 points, and you're able to fit them into way more lists. Because if you only have 40 points, a 1 point change is a substantial change. As opposed to, if the game was 400 points and they went down, say, 3 points or something like that, it would be 1/3 the impact. So,
yeah, okay.
Fair critique. Can you drop a red wedding in whenever you want? Absolutely. I don't know, man. Infinity's pretty sweet for this building. Most of the mechanics only take like 6 rewatches of videos to understand.
Yeah. Hey, bust out the templates, man.
About Vinci V's, we should quit projects more. Thinking of selling my space brains, but everyone else is. Man, the chat is moving so fast.
Chat's lively today. Everyone's back from their holiday vacations and they want to talk.
Yeah. I love Ash Barker's take on Infinity list building. He describes it as creating puzzles for your opponent while preparing for your opponent's puzzles. Yeah, I mean, that could be a way to describe list building in general, I feel like. Jay says, you can actually use a duster gas if you set up your airbrush for compressed gas. Interesting. I know the old school GW airbrush functioned that way.
Oh, God. Yeah, testers had one of those too.
We got 300 plus viewers right now. We're pogging, chat.
I was wondering about the paper on my web palette. This is actually the same paper that comes with the...
Use your brain.
It's not the Everlasting web palette. It's the other one. What's it called?
Yeah, it wasn't the Red Grass Games one. It was the other one. It was the...
What the fuck is the other one called? My brain is operating slowly.
Dungeon something?
No, it's not a dungeon. There it is. Some people always get a Game Envy exemplar. That's the one.
Yeah, Game Envy.
It's
That's
that
pretty
paper?
much a dungeon.
Yeah.
I was close.
Pretty much. Yeah. So that's the paper from that one. It's very similar to parchment paper, which is why I tolerate it. Oh, you got our damn lines. I've stopped using the paper that came on my wet palette because it was pilling and tearing up after a little while. I just use parchment paper now and it's infinitely better. Jimmy Hayes, which palette did you have that was causing you issues of, was paint pilling up on it? I'm gonna guess it was the Masterson paper. But I don't know. I'm just guessing totally. Chat, tell me the class you're most excited for at Adepticon. Did you take it? Did you sign up for any classes, Evan? I can't remember if you said.
I only got wait lists because everything was sold out.
Fuck.
Well, I mean, like, I also I've never been to Adepticon,
dude.
And
it's gonna be so fucking tight, bro.
I have a strong feeling that mostly I'm not gonna want to do classes.
Yeah.
Because I'll be chilling with my broskies.
My homies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just need to sign up for all of Vince's classes.
There you go.
Always be around Vince.
There you go, dude.
No, so I am thinking about maybe entering a tournament. Quite a few of them still have slots left.
Nice.
The Song of Ice and Fire tournament is slated to go for 14 hours, which sounds like a fate worse than death to me.
Especially if you want to hang out with your friends. That is the fucking worst.
Right, exactly. Giving up not only a whole day, but like an excruciating whole day.
Yeah.
It's 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. is their time slot.
Okay.
And 5 rounds with a 6th potential if people, enough people show up that they need another tiebreaker round.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't need this in my life. Maybe I do the fun intro to new players team tournament on Sunday and teach people the game.
That sounds like a lot of fun, honestly.
Or something like that.
Instead of sweaty playing for
or
14 hours.
Maybe I enter one of the weird bullshit smaller AOS tournaments and say that I'm a competitive AOS player now or something.
There you go.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to do any of that.
Rufus says he's excited for the Warcry demo with Zambies. Leaf Strider's got a class with Sam. Mike's gonna absorb painting skills and tabletop tactic game master. Wait, through osmosis. by being near Vince. You got a class with Vince, maybe?
Scott.exe has stopped
I
working.
was just trying to see if anyone else was talking about classes that they were excited for.
I mean, considering that they all filled up, people must be pretty excited.
Oh,
They're also
yeah.
pretty mad about it.
Oh my
Holy crap, the amount of hobby salt.
Bro, it happens literally every year. Every year I've gone to Adepticon, there is so many people who are angry about the event registration. And it's like, they have changed it, but it's been this C event app thing for, I don't know how long, maybe like 4 years, 3 years at this point. And it's like, if it's breaking and people are pissed, you should fix it. Like, these people are your customers. You should care about them. But yeah, it is always that way. I'm taking a class about glow in the dark. That's cool.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I'm gonna go so bad. You aren't Carl? Aren't you going? I thought you and Ollie were going. Wait, no. Okay, he mentioned that you weren't gonna be able to go in time for Adepticon. Okay. Sounds like you don't like the game, Kappa. I think that's Ecstasy and Service talking about how Evan doesn't actually like A Song of Ice and Fire and actually likes AOS more.
Yeah, I was secretly sent by GW to infiltrate the local Minnesota Song of Ice and Fire scene and take it apart from the inside.
It's working.
Slowly, I'm going to move every one of the, local 30, 40, 50 players that we have. But have you tried Age of Sigmar?
You're just going to be saying that at all your games, wearing a GW shirt.
We are well-known GW shills at this channel.
They're going to figure you out and boot you out of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm blowing Scott's cover right now. He wasn't really kicked out of Warhammer World. That was part of his cover identity.
Yeah.
So he could go undercover. Yeah.
Yes, I am a double agent.
Yeah, it's like in the FBI movies where someone like infiltrates like the KKK or whatever, where they have to like charge them with crimes and, oh yeah, you were a cop, but not anymore. But he's secretly still a cop.
Rufus says the best part was the apology in quotations they posted where they bragged about the number of registrations they sold. Yeah, kind of goes hand in hand, right? It's like, we're sorry it didn't work out, but we sold this many. There were so many of you. It's like,
yeah,
okay.
we were just so overwhelmed with all this money.
Every single year, you're overwhelmed. All right.
Yeah, well, not everything can be perfect. Not everything can even be good.
That is true. When it comes to Adepticon, that thing is just always their registration.
Yeah. Everyone seems to look forward to it, though. The event seems to be well run otherwise.
Yeah.
So
I don't really have many other complaints with Adepticon aside from that. And honestly, it's not even an issue for me because I don't really ever register for anything.
Right, exactly. If you don't actually want to go to classes and you really only want to like do one of the bigger tournaments that's not going to fill up right away or whatever, then there you go.
There you go. Easy peasy.
We're base coat and skin. It's chill. Oh wow, it's $50 for a ticket? I thought it'd be something silly like 500. What's $50 for a ticket? I feel like a registration for Adepticon is $25 if you don't get any of the fancy stuff.
No, it's $50.
It's 50? Okay.
It's $50.
It used to be free.
Tup Live is completely filled. Oh yeah, I did sign up for Tup Live even though I might not have to.
Tup Live filled. It was at 140 out of 150 seats in the first day of registration that I checked it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you feel the same way about this job, but that's fucking terrifying. I am so scared.
Performing for 300 people online is very different than performing for even 100 people in person.
Yeah, like they're gonna be all in that room, and they're gonna be like,
they're gonna interrupt you.
Be funny now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be like,
there's no retakes. There's no edits.
Nope. So John, you hear that, John? No, I'm just kidding, John. You're good.
John's gonna be too hungover to be too saucy. That means it's gonna be all on you, Scott, to carry the whole show.
I mean, at the very least, I need to watch the cameras and the audio equipment to make sure they're all still recording That's normal though. I always have to do that.
I'm gonna just posit that I will be there and I can take care of that.
Okay. You just said that you didn't know if you're going to be there. So are you sure?
No, I said I signed up for it even though I may not have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does make it more challenging. Dance, monkey, dance! I think the problem is the volunteer crew, which I really do appreciate. It's a little out of their depth with the growing size. Yeah, you're right. I have heard complaints about that before, like with mismanaging the tables for open play for games and stuff like that, or just in general. There's a guy who's like super nice, but he looks terrifying, and he walks around with a Rottweiler, and he's just maybe a little bit too aggro.
I'm sold. Intimidating Rottweiler, really nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, no. When he needs to be mean, he's mean. But if you just talk to him normally, he's totally normal. But he's a little scary. Like he's the guy who like corrals the registration line and like yells at them when they're all being idiots and not
back in
moving.
line.
Basically, that's exactly this guy. He's scary. Don't worry, I'll be there in person this time so you can feel at home with heckling. Oh God, Rufus, please. Yeah, I mean, if the fucking thing fills up, if there are 150 people that want to see this thing and it fills up in like a day and a half, like, what would that mean if we had a larger area? How many people would show up for that thing? I don't know.
Am I correct in my assumption that Trapped Under Plastic is the largest listenership of hobby podcasts?
I think so. I think the closest after would be Brent and Casey's podcast.
Yeah.
If you don't count like gaming one, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, like, there's stuff like, like Vince's show Warhammer Weekly. You could call that a podcast.
Yeah, you could.
Sort of. But I'm not positive what TUP's numbers are across all the different platforms because it's a podcast and so on and so forth. But it seems like it does pretty good numbers.
I would say across downloads and views, an average episode gets 40K impressions. So
that's pretty dang good.
Yeah. For like an average episode. The one that we mentioned earlier where me and John rated board games, that one probably got like 80 or like 90K impressions.
Should just do that every episode. Boom.
I know. I mean, that was a really fun episode to do, and there was good prep for that too. That was good. We'll be watching and judging. Someone asked if there's going to be a TUP live at LVO, and that is the plan. We are in the process of trying to make that a thing. There are other hobby podcasts. Yeah, there's one other one that's like exclusively a hobby one that I'm aware of. I'm sure there are more. There are like tons of D&D ones as well.
Yep.
That's called.
To be fair, I don't consider D&D live plays to be hobby podcasts.
Yeah.
There are nerdy podcasts, but that you have now moved beyond the miniature painting, wargaming discussion thing.
Yeah. The guys who run that A Song of Ice and Fire site.
Stats?
No, the other one.
3 Sales and On the Table Gaming are the other two.
Yes, OTT. They have a podcast. Me and Duncan were on it at one point. So that's another one that I'm familiar with. But the D&D ones that I was referring to, I was a guest on one called Roleplay Chat at one point.
Yep.
Do they do live playthroughs? Because when I was on it, that's not what it was. It was more of like a just asking me questions kind of thing.
I was more broaching the subject of D&D podcasts can also mean things like Critical Role or whatever.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. DJ Kazuma!
Subscribing with Prime. Hey, you know what? We haven't explained what Prime is today. Why don't we do that?
All right, cool. If you guys want to support this Twitch channel and not spend a lot of your own money, Twitch Prime is a fantastic way to do that. If you have Amazon Prime, you can hook up your Amazon Prime with your Twitch channel and sub to one channel for free every single month. You have to re-up
For free?
For free? Yeah, it's money you don't have to spend. It's just a thing you get as a feature of having an Amazon Prime account. You have to redo it every single month. It doesn't happen automatically, so you can pick a new channel every single month if you want to, and we'd appreciate it if you pick our channel this month. Speaking of
On the last Warhammer Weekly, Vincey V mentioned we should quit projects more. Thinking of selling my Space Marines. This is what I was trying to read. Thinking of selling my Space Marines, but everyone else, fucking A, went away because there was 10 gifted subs. Simois, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, my brother. I appreciate it. Can you scroll up in the chat or something?
I'm gonna just throw it on
just feature that guy's fucking question. Wait, I can see it here.
What do you mean has a moderation issue of error?
Jeff Bezos money.
What is happening?
Thank you so much, Simos, for the 10 gifted subs. That is such a significant amount of money. I don't want to underplay it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Forrest Twitter says, I was thinking of selling my Space Marines, but everyone else right now also, thinking of selling my Space Marines, but everyone else is right now, also because rules bad. I hate painting them though. Thoughts? If you don't need the money right now, couldn't you just wait? Couldn't you wait like a year and sell them? Or are you concerned that they're not gonna be as cool in a year? Wait, there's a premium cutting mat? No, it's not premium. Evan's just
I mean, it is premium, but it is not any different than the regular cutting mat.
That is true, yeah.
You just slap a label on it that says premium and advanced, and that's how people know.
Premium.
Professional.
Our guidelines are more accurate than the other ones'
That's
guidelines.
Right. Don't put military grade on it, though. That's bad.
But yeah, so if you want to sub, we're doing a giveaway for the cutting mat at 50 subs for this stream. The one that you see right here on my table right now, you can see like on 5% of the screen. That is painted over. Very nice.
As I always talk about, it's like twice as thick as the regular ones that you're going to get from Michaels or whatever.
Thick.
Lays flat all the time.
Wait, did the other ones not do that?
I've had one curl up on me a little bit.
Oh, why? I've never experienced that.
Basically, I have painted like 20 and have 60 more to go, and I am not having any fun. Forest Wizard, I will say it for everyone. If you're not having fun, don't do it.
Yeah. There is something to be said about being close to like the end goal and like kind of pushing through.
But you're not close.
But you're not close, yeah.
And if you don't really, really want to play Space Marines or whatever, then don't. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of drifted away from that question, but that's basically what I'm thinking. But yeah, if you're concerned about not making money because everyone's selling them right now because they're not good in the game, I feel like you could wait just like 6 months and try again.
I mean, that's the other thing too, is you don't have to fully pull the ripcord and rage sell everything and so on. I still have, even though I have no real intent of building them, I still have one of the Space Marine starters from like when the Primaris Marines first came out. And I have just considered, I could sell it for like $60 or $100 or whatever they go for on eBay right now, but I could also just give it to a friend of mine that's getting into painting. He's really into Space Marines. Sure, why not?
Barnco, thanks to the sub. The reason why not, Evan, is because Space Marine's bad.
Yeah, but if they're really into Space Marines, I'm not going to be the guy to tell them that they're bad until after he has too many of them.
Okay.
And then he can't quit.
Okay.
Because he will build all 80 and paint all 80. And then I go, yeah, but that Space Marines are bad, and no one likes them, and they're fascists, and they're big poopy heads.
They're fascists. Speaking of fascism, I watched the movie This Place Rules. And at the risk of having a political conversation in chat, it's pretty good. I would recommend it. I think it's a pretty interestingly neutral, from a journalism point of view, perspective of what happened in the events leading up to the Capitol riot in the United States, if you're interested in that. Also, Andrew Callahan is fucking awesome. But that is all we need to say about that. So I'm painting a mini for a friend. I'm having a color choice confusion. It's a Tau Sniper, third party. Armor panels are white, gray, and dark red. It has a red cloak, and I started painting the shirt red as well. I'm not sure what I want to change. Well, I'm not sure what I want to change it to. First thought it was blue, but it's Tau, and she'd look shirtless.
I mean, is that a problem?
Green, maybe?
You could also choose a substantially different blue.
I thought fascism was segue into a bolt action conversation. Andrew Callahan is also a rapist. Wow.
Uh,
Never heard that.
what?
Never in my life have I heard that. It's hard to know exactly what color to paint your model, but you have lots of whites and grays and neutral colors. And so what I would do is I would push those neutral colors toward blues. So like the black would have like a navy blue in the shadow, or it would highlight to a color like this. The white might shade down to a darker blue. And so I kind of get some interests into the paint scheme in that way. And then for my like other accent colors, sounds like red is one of your accent colors, I might use like different versions of red across the model to differentiate my different details, my different cloths, my different LEDs, my different stripes on armor panels, stuff like that. Maybe like an orange red or a blue red. It's more of a scarlet, kind of just mixing it up that way. Happy Tooth, Doug, Fan, and Stir. Yeah. A punctuation would help with that name. Thank you for the Prime sub, Happy. We'll call you Happy. That's a nice name. I also watched the new Total Recall. I rewatched The Evil Dead from 2013. I rewatched Troll 2. And I watched that Disney movie, the new one. It's called like Weird Strange Lands? Yeah. Are there any other paints that are my favorites? I have a video all about my favorite paints. It's one of my most recent ones. It's like one of the last 5 videos. I would check that out. It gives you a nice list, links for all the paints. Watched Strange World the other day. It was okay. Yeah, I think that's the way I feel about it. I think Disney and Pixar movies have a specific, kind of like beat they're trying to hit. And they all kind of feel the same when you watch them. There are some that definitely get outside of that. I feel like SWOLE got outside of that and was asking some really deep questions. And I really enjoyed that one. I also enjoyed World Tour. I kind of lump all animated movies for kids into the same category, just because I can't help it. But those two were ones that stuck out to me.
Apparently, there's some allegations floating around about Andrew Callahan right now, as of like today.
Right. Yeah. I read that. As of today. Okay. Cool. So, I don't know. Things like these tend to happen, like when someone has something popular happen for them, and I'm assuming his movie incited this. So, I guess we'll look into it.
I gotta say that Total Recall remake, not super great.
It's just like a sci-fi action movie.
It really just sucks all of the interest and questionable, unreliable narrator, all that kind of stuff out of the previous film and turns it into generic action schlock. It's fine. It's like a 5 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
Lasers go burr.
Yeah. 100%.
Except the elevator that goes through the planet, the physics are all wrong, which made me very unhappy.
Total Recall is nothing without Arnold.
I mean, that's true too.
Dude, I keep hearing about Puss in Boots. I have to watch it. I have to watch that and Pinocchio. I keep hearing about both those movies. It's incredible. Evil Dead 2013 is one of my favorite horror films. Can't wait for Evil Dead to Rise. Yeah, me and all my friends also feel the exact same way. Very excited about Evil Dead Rise. They came over for my birthday. We watched the Evil Dead remake, and the movie is almost worse, and by worse I mean scarier, because you know what's gonna happen, and you're anticipating it. It's if you're the kind of person looking for a movie to scare you and you haven't seen the 2013 Evil Dead, absolutely watch it. It's fucking fantastic. It's just makes your skin crawl. It's the worst in the best way possible, though. I hope it's gonna be amazing. I don't know if it will be, but I hope it is. What up, physics EVOO? Is EVOO stand for extra virgin olive oil?
because that's what Rachel Ray taught me it stood for.
And Rachel Ray taught you everything that you know.
I mean, honestly, as a young man, I watched a lot of 30-minute meals. I don't know why. That just seems hilarious. I don't know why. But it's true, actually. She was on at like 5:30, and I ate dinner as like a high schooler with my parents at 6. And so we'd watch a 30-minute episode from 5:30 to 6. Oh, relax there, physics EVO. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Chat, you know what time it is?
Nut time!
Nut time!
So have you watched any good movies in a while? Fair. You know, after that list I put out there, none of those are super great. I watched The Menu. Thought that was a really interesting conversation about like the service industry versus the customer. Has some pretty tense moments in it. A couple of funny comedic moments in it. But it was a very good thriller if you're into thrillers. I would highly recommend The Menu. Also, if you work in the service industry at all, you'll probably feel very vindicated about watching that movie. Good Eats is good, but Alton Brown kind of sucks. You know, I kind of agree with that, just because when
Careful, Icarus.
I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen to you, but like I have two favorite. I don't know if you want to call them celebrity chefs, but Alton Brown's one of them. I love his show. I love him. I've seen him live. Like he's a great person. But also I love Kenji Alt Lopez. Mm-hmm. And he's not, I wouldn't call him a celebrity chef. That's kind of unfair. He's just a chef that likes to write things down.
That happens to be a celebrity.
Yeah. But like when him and Alton Brown interacted, it was just like, it wasn't for me. Like they did not get along in a pleasant way. They were like trying to like one up each other in terms of food science, or at least it felt that way. It felt like Alton was trying to one up him for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just felt bad. And ever since I watched that like little collab between them, it was kind of just like, not super enthusiastic about that. Sam the cooking guy. I remember. I've seen a couple of his videos.
Yep. We're also big fans of Adam Ragusa, though he is not a chef.
Yes. I love, Adam.
Celebrity home cook.
Yeah. He's just trying to make it easier for us all. I like Adam. He's good. I also like, talking about food YouTubers, I like Alex French Guy Cooking. His name is just Alex now on the internet. And also the other food person I love is an Australian guy. His name's Nat. I don't know if anyone knows this guy. He will look at a box food that is just shit and teach you how to make it like for real. And it's just all the while ridiculing the box food, and it's just so hilarious. Forget his full name though. Yes, Jimmy Hayes. That is the exact guy. Oh, of course, Matty Matheson is fantastic. That's more comedy. Rip Bon Appetit. Yep, they kind of shit the bed.
That was quite the meltdown.
Yeah, they really shit the bed. Although now Claire Saffitz has her own channel, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Although all of her videos are like 20 to 30 minutes long, and so I kind of always, I'm not like super into baking, so I don't necessarily want to watch a 20-minute video about baking. So I don't watch a ton of them, but I do watch a couple of them.
You don't like to get baked?
I do.
How is Aries doing? Well, he's probably mad that I'm not around right now. He really doesn't like me leaving.
Anti-chef. I've never heard of anti-chef.
Anti-chef.
Tasting history. I haven't heard of that one either.
Anti-chef is like my favorite Dota character.
Anti-mage?
Anti-chef?
Do you actually like anti-mage, or are you just saying that because you know I hate anti-mage?
I just love Anti-mage's voice lines because he's so... It's a dated archetype. Anti-mage.
Get baked playing Dota. I don't know if those would mix very well.
Guga is a lot of fun too. I like watching Guga. Don't forget the best show ever, Epic Mealtime. Shout out to Harley Morenstein.
Yeah, Harley.
Woo! Love me some Harley Morenstein. Yeah.
He's had a big resurgence recently of just kind of existing again.
I have always been subscribed to EMT. I don't really watch the vids, but I do see what they got going on. And they got a whole podcast thing now. They've tried so many different angles. But yeah, I fucking love EMT. It's turducken time. Bacon strips. Yeah, dude. That is classic YouTube. What up, CJM1174?
It was truly a different time in YouTube.
That was, yeah.
When all that got views was just weird, epic things.
Yeah, weird shit.
15 Baconators. See, that's just lunch. Actually, I have now instantly changed my mind. I hate Epic Mealtime.
What?
Because it is responsible for my eating disorder.
Oh, no.
It normalized eating 10 pounds of bacon at once. The bacon weave, Scott. Let's have a bacon weave for that.
I'm not gonna lie. I've made a bacon weave before, and it wasn't because I was like, this seems like a good idea. It was because of fucking EMC.
Scott suffered from the monkey see, monkey do effect.
100%.
Monkey see bacon, good. Me make bacon.
I think we had a manly day in college, and we made fucking a bacon weave, and we watched some like action movie or something like that.
Outstanding. Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Donkey Muscles subscribing with Prime. I don't want to miss that. Just bacon strips. Rufus Kit tells me that 15 Baconators is 13,800 calories. And we have to keep in mind that calorie ratings on food generally have a plus or minus of 20%. So it could actually be 20% more calories than that.
I'm more interested in why Rufus Kit knows that feature or that fact.
He probably typed into Google how many calories Baconator and then put it into the old calculator and times 15.
Yeah.
Because math.
Anti-Chef is a dude who can cook, but really tries hard to learn and does it via the hardest recipes. It's so entertaining to watch. You know, that's such a good fucking idea, but that has a timeline. You know, that will end. The magic of that idea will end in like a year or like 2 years, right? Won't it? Because like he's gonna get good at some point.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do the same thing with a miniature painting channel, which is I've never painted a mini before, and now I'm gonna try this.
Yeah,
and you just pick one of the greatest things from Roman Lapata or whatever. It's like I'm gonna make this.
Yeah,
he's got a step-by-step guide. I'll just do it.
Yeah, no, you could do that. I think that what comes down to that is you need to be really good at presentation. Like,
yeah, you got to be a filmmaker already, basically.
I don't think you can take that idea and just run with it and be successful. But that is a hilarious idea. Cara is asking, when Americans say bacon, are they talking about streaky bacon? I believe so. Yeah, it's got fat in it.
What are we talking about? Bacon.
Lines of fat. I think they call them rashers of bacon. Do you guys have a Fat Shack in Minnesota? Actually, the most insane restaurant. No, but I just found out about this ice cream brand in California that sells their ice cream with what is legally the most fat you can have in ice cream. I didn't know there was a legal limit, but there is, and this particular brand sells it with that amount. It's incredible.
I mean, I want to go to the Heart Attack Cafe where they boast on the fact that people have had heart attacks there.
That just seems bad.
Yeah.
That seems really bad.
Excessive consumption is fun sometimes, though.
I appreciate the support, Donkey Muscle. I love the name as well. Someone asked, what do you order at Cane's? I order a 3-piece. 3-piece, extra crispy fries, Bob-style bread. Yeah, that's it.
So I'm on a diet, so my answer is affected, but prior to that, I definitely have gotten a Miniac plus a sandwich and still been hungry. The chair can eat. The chair puts it away.
We commit manslaughter in our fine eatery. Jesus Christ. Have I been to Kuma's? Yeah, I've been to Kuma's a couple times.
Heart Attack Grill has a nuts reputation. If you're over a certain weight, they give you a discount.
Oh my.
That certain weight, too, as I recall, is like 400 pounds or something. It's not good,
No.
but it's good. I can't go to LVO. I don't got the money.
I don't know if you had the money, if that would be the one to shoot your shot with anyways.
Oh, it probably wouldn't be, but the suggestion here was from Mycelium Veins to go to LVO and go to Heart Attack Grill for the fries.
Oh, I'm gonna go to LVO, so I could do that, I suppose. Okay. I didn't know it was a Vegas thing.
I think they have one in Vegas and like 2 in Texas or something like that.
Okay.
There's a Cane's in Augusta. Congratulations, Jess.
Cane's spelled with a C,
New
y'all.
addiction.
Get it right, or I will come down on you like a hurricane.
Pep the Fish says, you ate at any fast food restaurant in the South, they all put Raising Cane's to shame. That is false. That is so false, because the South has Long John Silver's, and that is the worst food that you can get in the United States. It's charitably rated as food.
Charitably rated as food. Shit. You all just incited the wrath of Evan. I haven't eaten at Long John Silver since I was like a 10-year-old.
Don't. Just don't.
Okay, I won't. All I'm
Raising
saying-
Cane's is incredibly bland. Actually, I do kind of agree with that, because they don't really do any sort of seasoning in their fried chicken, and it's just salt on fries. But that's fine. Who cares? It's good.
You gotta...
Not everything has to be covered in paprika and Cajun Creole or whatever.
Yeah, but also I feel like it would be better with the sauce. It sounds like maybe you're not eating it with the sauce. That's kind of like how it's designed to function.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The sauce is the flavor delivery mechanism.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've base coated on what would be the contrast layer of shading, now I'm just layering on the skin tone that I was using earlier, which let me show you what it was. So I was mixing these two, Armor Brown and Light Flesh from AK Interactive. And now I'm just highlighting with this. I think I might have gone a little bit too dark with that mix. So I would say 2-to-1 Flesh to Armor Brown, and then highlight with Light Flesh, which is what I'm doing right now. Do you build up layers of same skin tone before adding in lighter colors for the next highlight step? Tabletop Collective, if I was painting a display model, that is absolutely what I would do. Because it takes a long time to kind of build up that brightness. But in this scenario, I'm really trying to avoid that if possible.
I'm not gonna lie, this is maybe the least painting stream we've done. We have just been talking about everything but painting for most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to make progress, but it is kind of slow, boring progress with just base coating some dude's arms.
It's fine. Mycelium Veins said, I totally forgot this was a painting video and not just food and movie review time.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes it's a podcast episode.
We do like to talk about food movies.
And other things. We talked about Adepticon. We could talk more about Adepticon. We talked about AOS. Talked about giveaways.
Hey Scott, where are those Graveguard prints from? They are from Last Sword, but forewarning, their pre-supports suck absolute asshole. And I would not rely on them to work unless you are going to intentionally overexpose. I don't know if you got to overexpose to the point that you're losing detail. I didn't try, but just know that. They are very good sculpts, but my God, do they fucking suck with the supports. When is the Miniac roasting stream? I'm talking non-curated, spicy comments coming at lightning speed for 3 hours straight. What am I roasting?
I think they're saying to roast you, but I mean, that's every stream.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. We have a nice community that only lightly roasts.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We got Azathoth and Rufus Kit leading the charge on roasting me.
Mostly
just
it's
dick
just
jokes.
Azathoth trying to get you to say things that you shouldn't say.
Yeah, he's mostly trying to get me to say like penis.
Oh, you said it.
He said balls and funny. Exactly. That is the sound effect that you all make when you're talking. I know it. Don't try to convince me otherwise.
New introduction.
What is that little thing? That's interesting. I agree, Rufus. I've never been so frustrated in my life. Just to get a thing, be excited to print it out, and then go on this insane journey to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my situation. Because, like, as someone who's a beginner at 3D printing, I'm imagining other beginners have the same scenario where they're like, this isn't printing, what's wrong with me? And they go through this whole scientific process to figure out what is causing the actual problem, only to figure out it was the thing that you bought.
So I've shouted him out a couple of times on the channel, or on this show, I should say. There's a guy, Once in a Six Side, who has made some really, really great videos, but also is working on a project that he calls Minirater, that is basically expressly designed around the idea of rating people's pre-supports.
Great.
Because he did do professional supports for quite a while and did them well. And there are companies that do them well. And then there are a lot of companies that do them very poorly. And you never really know what you're buying until you try and print the thing and you go, what is this bullshit? Why does it fail?
I'm so mad.
Yeah. Once in a Six Side is pretty sweet. Big fan. Check out his content. He has an in-depth, like, hour-plus long guide on, like, how to support miniatures for resin painting from beginning to end, including, like, you bought a file and you're looking at it in UV tools and it has all these unsupported islands. What do you do?
UV? What's UV tools?
It is another piece of software that does a better job of detecting things like unsupporting islands than Lychee or Chi2 Box.
Yeah, dude. I use Lychee's like Real Island. Like they have
Hashtag Real Island.
They have different levels of like how crazy do you want me to show you all these islands? You want to see literally every island that's like even 1 pixel in size? And I'm like, fucking give it all to me, man. And so whenever I like look at a model, you know, like one of these vampires always has some insane amount of islands, because there's like an island at the bottom of every single one of these guys' fucking chainmail. It's like insane. And also there's an island at the bottom of every single one of these fucking pointy bits. Fucking pointy bits everywhere. Fangs, pointy bits. Fucking, look at this goddamn arm. Pointy bits everywhere.
Yep.
There's so many islands, it was the worst. It was the worst.
Change the orientation. Hope for the best.
That does help with pointy bits.
It's a struggle too, because the more you're looking for dimensional accuracy, the more of a razor line you're straddling with your prints.
Speaking of 3D printing, it's now time to ask Evan where he's at with his 3D printing journey.
It's calibrated. I haven't touched it in a week.
You have resin settings for your resin ready to rock? Or?
Yeah, it worked. It's ready. I just need to, do it.
Do it.
The next thing I need to print is my heater enclosure, and I was going to do that, and then my week got disrupted, and then I was like, I could just play video games instead.
And that's what he did.
That's what I did.
Oh, no shame. I've been playing video games too.
It's winter. Things don't happen at the normal pace during winter.
Minnesota. I saw this interesting thing on Facebook, which that's already a dangerous statement to say. Hear me out though, chat. It was in reference to how people want to do New Year's resolutions, and the sentiment in this post was basically, in winter, it's natural for creatures to want to hibernate, to reduce their workload, to just like relax. And it makes no sense to force yourself to try to do something new and difficult or change some habit that you had. You should do it in spring when everything is coming to life and like coming back and nature is growing. It makes more sense. And to me, in my laziness, I was like, that sounds like a great idea. I'll wait till spring to do all my chores. So there you go. I gave you all a reason to not want to follow your New Year's resolutions, at least for another 4 months. I mean, let's get real.
Yeah, we should just all celebrate like Chinese New Year's or Jewish New Year's or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the other New Year's that isn't in the middle of January.
Yeah. I agree.
Boom. Easy.
Or maybe you could just do it whenever. That's true, Seabush. You're right. We don't have to have some fancy time, and we all improve our lives or clean our garages. You just do whatever you want.
Curtis says the pro strat is to just be a piece of shit always.
It's an incredibly Curtis thing to say.
Yeah, pretty much. On brand.
On brand. My birthday is at the end of April, so that's a good time to start as any. I feel like my birthday is an excuse to do nothing. Like the entire month of January is my birthday. But I just don't want to do
Every day
anything.
is my birthday, chat.
Every day.
I don't do anything.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, a part of me definitely feels that way. There's shit that I have to be doing in January that I'm gonna have to do when I come back from Hawaii, and it's gonna suck, but I gotta get it done.
Hey, Scott. Hope you're having egg good night, brother.
Oh, I thought it was like an egg.
No,
Soft-boiled
egg.
I'm having a great night. Came in for a little live stream. I'm gonna head out here and I don't know, probably watch some Love Island with my wife and eat some. We're making salmon tonight for dinner.
You and fucking Love Island. I still don't understand it, but I'm on board with it.
Do you actually not understand it?
I don't understand
I'll
it
explain it.
because I haven't watched the show, and it seems absurd to watch the show.
Have you ever watched reality TV? I hadn't before until Love Island, so.
Kinda. I watched Project Runway back in the day.
Okay, that's kind of the vibe. I mean, you get it, you know?
How can you not enjoy a show that's got Tim Gunn in it?
Who's Tim Gunn?
The guy on Project Runway?
Oh, you know what? I don't even know this guy's name, but I think I know who you're talking about. He's got glasses, right?
Yeah.
White hair?
Yeah.
A little sassy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know Tim Gunn.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear the last name Gunn, I just get triggered.
Yeah, different Gunn. Unrelated as far as I know.
Have you seen The Circle? I have not.
The Circle? There's more than one. They're all over the place. Look, there's a circle right behind Scott. You can kind of see it. It's obscured by the camera.
There are hexagons.
No. I'm talking about the crochet circle.
Oh, yes.
The one that says eat glass.
Yes. Petition for Scott to watch Love Island with Cosmonaut. I would fucking love watching Love Island with Cosmonaut. Okay, for all of you who don't understand the appeal of reality TV, you get to make fun of people who are significantly dumber than you, which sounds like an asshole-ish thing to say, but it is so much fun. Like an episode of Love Island is maybe like 50 minutes long. When me and my wife watch it, it could last anywhere between, I don't know, an hour and an hour and a half.
So I understand now why I don't see the appeal in this, because my brain is so big that I just can feel that way all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Watching reality TV for Evan is like just existing in real life.
It's existing in the world.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so stupid except me?
There you go. But yeah, so it's actually really fun to, just pause the episode and just talk about what is going on in the scene or whatever moment and be like, what would I do? Like, does this make sense? Like, is this person just losing their shit? You can actually learn a lot about humans and their relations they like to form by watching the show. It's so interesting. Are me and Marcus friends? I don't know if Marcus refers to Cosmonaut. We aren't, but I know Cosmonaut was like wearing my hoodie or my shirt in one of the videos he made, so he is aware of my existence.
Notice me, senpai.
I would love to. That'd be so much fun, though. You have no idea.
There are lots of collabs that I think either one of us would enjoy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be very unexpected if you just were looking at the channel itself.
Absolutely.
Adam Ragusia, come up here and play games with us.
Hit me up, Adam.
We've got a good food scene in the Twin Cities. You can do some journalism. We invented some sort of apples at the U. I can't remember which ones. Macintosh or something.
It's not Macintosh.
It's not Granny Smith. It's one of the big ones.
It's one of the big ones. It's honestly the best one I've ever had. I
can't stand it. I get a shit feeling from watching reality TV. We have a word for it in German. It's called Fremdschämen. Literally translates to secondhand shame.
I like it.
That sounds like cringe to me a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what cringe is, yes.
Which, to me, I feel, and maybe I'm not, the transition isn't totally accurate, so forgive me. But I feel like with cringe, I experienced that when I watched like The Office, for instance, like season 1 especially. So to me, that's different than watching someone just be dumb or like make a bad choice. I don't cringe when I watch Levand, but I could definitely see how one might though.
I think I cringe less at reality TV, even the stuff that's cringeworthy, than I do true reality of people just putting themselves out there on like the internet and making fools of themselves.
Yeah. You know what? I do cringe watching Levand. I'm gonna take that back. I do cringe. So I got you. Honeycrisp is definitely the name of the apple. Thank you.
Honeycrisp. Thank you.
Oh my God, medium swing. I am turned on. No, I definitely cringe watching Levand. Now that I'm thinking about it. And I have to pause the show sometimes to reduce the level of cringe that I'm experiencing because I can't take it.
You have to let the cringe subside slightly before continuing.
Yeah, and whenever I do that and I pause it, my wife's like, don't do it, just let it happen.
Just draws it out more.
Yeah.
You just gotta rip that Band-Aid off.
But I can't handle it. Like, sometimes I can't handle it. It's just another form of McDonald's. I don't know about that, but...
Are you telling me you don't like McDonald's?
I mean, I like McDonald's. And I don't, honestly, I don't really like McDonald's anymore because like you can just get such a better burger at so many other places. But the chicken nuggets...
Chicken nuggets are pretty good.
I'm down for chicken nuggets.
You know, it depends. I'm not really a fan of McDonald's, except when they, when the Vikings win, they give you a Big Mac for $1.
Oh, nice.
That's the sort of thing where it's like, yeah, I don't really normally eat McDonald's, but a Big Mac for $1 is not that bad.
I would take that, yeah. Yeah, like Culver's just destroys McDonald's in terms of burger quality.
True.
And it's so easy to get here in Minnesota. So.
Yeah, and if you live in the Southwest, you've got In-N-Out. And if you have In-N-Out, why would you ever go to any other burger place?
Yeah. Speaking of In-N-Out, we have Shake Shack in Roseville now with a motherfucking drive-through, y'all.
Wait. There's one in Roseville now?
It's got a drive-through, and they aren't slow. I was like, they're definitely going to be slow. And I tried it out, and I was impressed. It was amazing.
I knew that there was one up in Maple Grove. I didn't realize there was one in Roseville.
There's one in Southdale as well. Not at Southdale, but near it. I think like in the parking lot. But yeah, dude, drive-through, Roseville, it's litty. Pull up.
Roy, 4x4 animal style is my jam.
McDonald's isn't bad if you want a burger but don't want to chew. I would like pre-chewed burgers, please.
Yeah, I want that bird food.
Ex-tour guide, you are right. Shake Shack is really good, but it also is really expensive. But so is Five Guys. But it's definitely more expensive than In-N-Out.
I think that's actually part of the reason that I really like Cane's is that it's a little cheaper than other what I would call premium fast food.
Premium fast food.
Which is to say other things other than McDonald's.
Yeah, right. Matt's Bar, baby. Okay, here's the thing. All right, we're going to take you on a burger journey right now, chat.
Uh-oh.
There's a thing that's called the Burger Belt that goes through the middle of the United States. All these countries that have winter, ergo more time than they know what to do with
yes,
themselves.
All these countries.
All these countries. All these fucking states. Anyways, all in the middle of the United States. They all have these specific regional burgers they make. And the one that is regional to Minnesota is the Juicy Lucy, which is a patty that's filled with cheese. And one of the places credited with inventing this is Matt's Bar. And I've always wanted to go to Matt's Bar because I was like, this is going to be, it's going to be great or it's going to be terrible. It's going to be one of the two. And I went and I was pleasantly surprised. I had high expectations for the creator of the Juicy Lucy and they kind of delivered. It's a simple burger, but it's executed well.
It's real good.
Not that like 95% of you can't get this fucking burger, but
my only problem with Matt's bar is that it's 2023 and they're still cash only.
Cash only, and it's tiny and it's inconvenient. Yeah.
That stuff, that's fine. Some places are holes in the wall. Some places aren't.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good options for different types of Juicy Lucy's here. This is the home of the Juicy Lucy.
Yes. Yes.
Matt's is the original and is great. I really like the Blue Door Pub's take on it.
For sure.
I love Blue Door. I was really, really sad that their original location, which is not too far from here in St. Paul, closed.
Yeah.
But their Como location is still open and is still good.
Someone said that I love George Motz or Moats. No, it's Motz. Yes, I do. He's great. Oklahoma style onion burger. Yeah, that's another very popular one.
We need to have Miniac cons so people can come here and eat our food. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, we'll have a list of recommended restaurants.
Yeah. Obviously, official catering by Canes at the con. Gonna open a pop-up.
That'd be fucking awesome.
It would be.
If I ever run a con, I absolutely am gonna do it in a warm season, and I'm gonna have food trucks. I think that'd be the coolest fucking thing. There are a couple of really awesome food trucks like Anchor, and many other places that I would love to have there and serving up food. Have you tried any finger steaks? Sounds like the equivalent of a chicken tender, but made out of like beef. I don't know. I haven't though. What is that? Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm running out of light flesh. I have not. I've seen like a couple episodes of that Jimmy Hayes, but not a lot. So I don't know a ton about that show. But I know the idea.
One of my favorite movies is Chef.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Put it on my watch list. And I've been aware of it, but I don't.
You haven't watched Chef?
I've been. No.
This isn't like. I'm just surprised because it seems on brand.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's awesome.
I'm not like a huge fan of Jon Favreau.
It's a great movie that also is, I think, for some people, incredibly infuriating. Because it's not a movie with like a clear antagonist, protagonist kind of thing. It's just kind of slice of life.
Yeah.
With a lot of really great food.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That makes sense. Dude, watch Chef and then The Chef Show.
I haven't watched The Chef Show yet, and I'm really excited to.
Have you seen Chef's Table?
Yes.
I fucking love that show. Oh, I need more paint. Whoa. You know, I watched another movie, having just popped into my Letterboxd account recently. I watched a 2011 version of Conan the Barbarian with...
oh my God, I forgot they made that.
I know, dude. It's bad. It's bad. With Aquaman. The guy who made the movie just didn't... And honestly, none of the remakes are good. I had this realization that The Northman is the remake of Conan that we've always all wanted and needed. It's good.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's classy, it's good, it's well executed, the casting's good, the cinematography's good, it's amazing.
It's a different setting, but not that different of a setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, all the ones before that point, they just didn't understand, or maybe they did, they chose to neglect, just what made Conan special. Because the first one is legit a good movie.
Yes. Conan the Barbarian is a classic for a reason.
Yes. Someone said there's a Conan with Momoa. There is. 2011. It's not terrible. Like if you like the cheesy fantasy movies of the 80s, you'll be right at home with this movie. So I still enjoyed watching it for that reason, but it wasn't like a good piece of cinema like I believe the original Conan to be. Painting question. When I use my wet palette, sometimes the paint seems to absorb water and become an over-watered down version of itself. I'm gonna guess that you are doing something wrong, but there could be a couple things you're doing wrong. Ultimately, watch my wet palette video, but what you're probably experiencing is this. When you first fill up your water and sponge,
and get some water on top of your paper so it doesn't curl up and be annoying. You probably have tons of very small bits of water all on the palette. And what I do when I rehydrate my sponge for the first time or kind of get it set up is I take a paper towel right here and I run it across the paper, and it kind of catches all these tiny little surface level bubbles of water so that I have close to a dry sheet of paper. It's not dry, but on top here. And then my paint just sits here in little puddles like that and doesn't do anything. It just sits there ready for me to work on it.
I got you, Donkey Muscles. We have very, very restrictive link rules, which is something I've tried to fix. You can't whitelist people for some reason, so that's fun.
Years ago, there was someone who wanted to remake Kroll. I'm down for that.
Kroll. Yeah. I think remakes in general are a bad thing. There is not... It's not that there aren't room for other adaptations to be good. It's just that oftentimes the reason that it exists is bad, and it only gets worse from there. I can't think of any true remakes that I like other than the Evil Dead one off the top of my head. And that one was made in conjunction with Raimi producing, so I almost don't count that.
There's definitely some remakes that I enjoy more than the original. But I would say that resoundingly, that is the situation.
Now, to be clear, remake is different than just adapting a property again. So someone said Dread. The Dread 3D movie isn't a remake of the Sylvester Stallone movie. It's just a completely different adaptation of the existing property.
Someone got a good example, though. Dune.
Again,
I think Dune comes together.
I'm not going to consider that a remake as much as just a different adaptation of an existing property. On the other hand, I like David Lynch's Dune more.
There are great things about the Sci-Fi Channel Dune series and David Lynch's Dune, but I feel like Denny's brings everything together.
Kinda.
In the best way.
It's a better movie, but it sucks more of the Dune out of Dune than any of the other stuff. Dune should be kind of weird, and Denny is kind of making it less weird, and I don't like that.
Okay, that's fair.
But, whatever. I still enjoyed it massively.
Yeah.
It's just not my favorite interpretation. But of course, I'm also someone who thinks that oftentimes adaptation is the way out for lazy studios that don't want to take risks on new and interesting things. Which is another reason that The Northman is so great, because it's clearly inspired by a lot of stuff, but is actually just kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Someone asked, what are my thoughts on Henry Cavill and Amazon and GW making a TV show or
something.
We don't know what they're making yet. I'm not like a Henry Cavill hater or anything, but at this point I'm getting a little sick about hearing about him. But that's unrelated to the...
Handsome man plays Warhammer and paints minis.
Yeah.
One of us.
He's not a bad guy. Like, I don't mind him at all. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I'll definitely see if it comes out. I'm not expecting anything. I mean, I watched the WoW movie. That was fucking awful, but it was still cool that it existed. I don't think Warhammer is going to... I don't think GW is going to take the time necessary to, find the best people, but that's not even their job. That's Henry's job. I don't know. I have very low expectations. I'm excited about it. I'll watch it, but it's going to be bad.
I think maybe this is the controversial take, but the more I learn about Warhammer, the less excited I am about anything 40K, and the more I'm like, man, make something Age of Sigmar.
Well, I mean, that's just because you're playing Age of Sigmar right now.
Maybe it's because I'm playing Age of Sigmar, but also maybe it's because the narrative origins of the stuff in 40K came from satire, and then they kind of have gone back and forth on the satirical elements of it, and it's watered down the setting, whereas with AOS isn't satirical.
40K
has some interesting, sincere things to say.
What about 40K is satirical? I'm confused.
The origins of all the factions are are political satire. Like orcs are explicitly satire of
like the Tories or something like that, or
two different types of British subculture mashed into it, and like a lot of their. Am I getting called? No. A lot of their slang is taken directly from chav slang and stuff like that, where it's like they're doing a pastiche on stuff that was going on in British society at the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then they've kind of worked away from that over time, but have kind of tried to hold on to it so they don't get criticized for like I was saying, the Imperium is fascist. That's just part of the lore. Some people want the Imperium to be good guys, and they just aren't. 40K definitely does the no one is a good guy thing. Yeah. Everyone is bad guys.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But I think that there's not a lot of depth to be explored there for the most part.
Okay.
AOS has a lot more theoretical depth, some of which has been explored, some of which hasn't.
Okay. AOS lore is terrible. I do agree. If you ever take the time to read the world building lore in the first AOS rulebook, it's a comedy. It's so fucking dumb. There was a time when I had a video idea, and it's still on my list, to make a puppet show of the AOS world creation story, because it's so just a goddamn trip. I haven't done it, but I would love to make a puppet show of it. It's like fucking Sigmar. The world blows up. There's a man floating through space. Somehow he didn't die from the explosion or the floating through space. And then some fucking space dragon finds him, and they fly together to a different place and then survive. And it's just like, what? It's insane.
Myths be like that sometimes, Scott.
It's fucking insane. And it would be the coolest thing in the world to make a puppet show about that, because it would look crazy. It would look crazy. And I love crazy stuff. There was like I don't know if any of you guys are Letterboxd users, but they came out with like their year in review. If you went to the site, you could see like what were the most popular videos rated by you in X genres. And one of the things they did was like, what were the most popular lists that users created? And there was a list at the top for most visually stimulating movies. And I love that list. There were so many cool movies that I haven't seen yet on that one that I put on my watch list. So I think it'd be cool, but it's dumb. It's dumb. Muppet AOS when he ran into Princess Leia floating through space too. Love that. Love that. Puppet show, please. Hey, LeBland.
Ira Palmer wants to know what they need to bring to the class at LVO.
Yeah, so I actually asked for the email for our class people so we could send an email about what to bring, and I haven't gotten it yet. So thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna actually, before I answer that question, I'm gonna ask Seth again for that list. Just because I don't wanna forget. But what you need, I have no idea where my stuff is. What you need is a lamp for light. There's no light provided by the place. I would say if you are able to bring a power strip, that'd be good. I would say either bring a power strip or an extension cord, because these places seem to not offer us anything. We're gonna bring some as well, but it's just good if you have your own as well. You need a palette, you need brushes. You probably need a cup of some kind, basically your general painting stuff. And then I will send you out a list of the paints that I use to paint the Duchess, but you can use whatever paints as a replacement you see fit. You can also paint the model in whatever way you see fit. In the first class we did, people were painting her with different color skin, different color dresses. It didn't matter. The class still has the same value, and we're able to work on the fly with whatever people want to work with. So as a refresh, you need all the tools you need to paint models. So likely paper towel, cup, a palette, a brush of some kind, whatever paints you like to use, a light, and then a power strip or a extension cord.
And a good attitude and a willingness to learn.
Yes. And a chair, and the ability to breathe oxygen. No, okay. There's a table and a chair. That I know is there.
Functioning brain.
Thank you for the question, though.
I was going to highlight it, but for whatever reason, featured chat has been crapping the bed today.
That's annoying.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ask Seth about that right now.
Watch Miniac. Send a text on his phone live right now.
It needs to happen. Where the fuck is this Facebook group that I'm in? All right, cool. I reminded him. Thank you. Are your classes bring your own beer? Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. As long as you can drink beer in the place, I don't care if you're drinking beer at a class. Vic Morales, thanks for the Prime sub. We appreciate it. At 50 subs, we're giving away one of the Miniac cutting mats. If you're interested in checking out one of those things. Double-sided, Imperial Grid on one, metric on the other, 2 different pieces of Miniac art. They're very thick. They're about 3 millimeter thick. Self-healing, all the normal things you expect from a cutting mat. And they are A2 size. So if you're looking to get one of those as a giveaway, consider subscribing to our channel. At 50, we'll give one away. Thick.
They are thick.
Yes, Ira. Ira, actually, I don't know if you bought them at the same time, but as a student of the class, you get access to my online class. We wanted to have that in case we didn't get to everything, or if you needed to review something, you had that to review with. So if you bought both at the same time, we can hook you up with a refund. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Le Blonde has subscribed with Prime.
Well, thank you so much for the support, Ira. I appreciate that a lot. Le Blonde, thank you for the sub. What up from Brazil? That's so cool. I love hearing where people in the chat are from. If you're comfortable, sound off with your country.
If there's anyone watching from Antarctica right now, the ice research station down there, I'll be very impressed.
We will we'll give you a free sub if that's the case. Don't lie though.
Don't lie.
Canada.
You lie, you get thrown into the ocean.
Yeah. Netherlands, California. JTP says he loves his Paint More Minis cutting mat. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Seattle, Cincinnati, Glasgow, Iceland. Fucking Iceland, bro. North California, Washington, Austria, Boston, Germany, Kansas City.
Hey, if you're in Iceland, say hi to my friend Sindri for me.
Indiana, Tacoma, Washington, Maryland, Slovakia. Holy shit. Philly, Ontario, Wisconsin. Woo! Where's the Minnesota peeps? Sweden, OG Minnesotan. I'll take it. I'll take it. You went back to the motherland. I get it. Spain, the country of Texas, the UK. There it is. Finally, UK. Buffalo. Reno, Nevada. Norway, San Fran. Fuck yeah.
Serbia.
We got Serbia. France, Chicago. Wales. Bavaria. Love it. Thank you, y'all, for humoring me.
X tour guide says, my family is from Minnesota, so I go there once a year.
Nice.
And now this year when I'm up there, I'll be trying out Matt's bar.
You should do that. You should also go to the Source Comic and Games.
Yes. It'll make you sad about your hobby shop, probably, but you should.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Scotland is the UK. You're right. Sorry. I was thinking of the main island, not the surrounding islands, like Wales and whatever portion of Scotland or Ireland. Well, I know Scotland is, but there's a portion of Ireland that is and a portion that isn't.
What? Oh, is part of the UK, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you meant on the same island. I was like, no.
No.
Geography, Scott.
No. Your stream is pretty Europe friendly? Yes, it is. It is indeed. London, England.
I want to go back to the island, man. That shit was cool.
You want to touch Dan? I think he'd be down for that.
Now I'm imagining someone walking in from the source and being like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. Oh, hey, Dan. Scott said I can touch you.
Scott said that you would like it. I'm in the Source's computer, like for my discount thing, as Scott's friend Dan. Or sorry, Dan's friend Scott.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right. That's my legacy.
It's true.
North Ireland.
It's like kissing the Blarney Stone, only the stones are in Dan's pocket.
Haroon Butt Pirate, welcome.
We don't have to worry about stalkers. We have to worry about sending stalkers to Dan.
Yes. He takes care of it for us.
Just seppuku, or seppuku. I hope we get some EU-friendly gaming streams in the future as well. I agree.
Yeah, I think if that were to happen, it'd probably be during a weekend.
Dropping my nuts, man.
Quit dropping your nuts, man. Yeah, I don't know. At the moment, the gaming stream is underperforming, so we're trying to figure out ways to make it perform better. Experimenting with the schedule is not a bad idea. It's a tough time for me. Sorry to hear that, Rufus.
Can always catch the VODs, but
Not as
I know
fun.
being here during the broadcast is the fun.
Yeah,
The real fun.
true that. To be honest, it's difficult for me too, but I'm addicted to gambling channel points. I mean, it's in the evening of the U.S. time, so I feel like that's probably the easiest time for most Americans to catch the stream.
It's pretty late, ultimately, for a lot of people.
You went to Level Up? Nice, X Tour. Yeah, that's another game store. We are rich with game stores here in the Minneapolis area. It's 2 a.m. in Europe.
outrageous.
No, it's not.
How many?
It's 10 p.m. in Europe right now. Well, I guess it depends where. Wait, where are you? Are you like somewhere deep Eastern Europe right now?
No, that would be like France, Spain. Would be like 7 hours later.
Dang, there's a huge time zone swing in Europe.
The UK is 6 hours later, GMT, most of the time. It's 6 or 5.
Oh, you meant the gaming stream. Okay. Yeah, it does start late. You are right. Who's that bit? That's not what I mean, Rufus. I mean, like, starting at the UK and going to, like, Eastern Europe, I thought for a moment there was, like, a 6-hour disparity. And I don't think there is.
Not quite that much, but hang on.
Yeah, what is it? So Europe is what? So, like, you got GMT. And then, like, what is, like, Poland?
Poland is on the edge of the main European time zone, so an hour later. Belarus, Ukraine, etc. are +3, and then Russia is +4.
Russia must be multiple time zones, right?
I think they just have like 2.
Okay.
Even though geographically they should have more. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Russia is a time zone king. GMT +1 is Poland. So there's just a 1-hour swing from the eastmost to westmost part of Europe?
So GMT is basically just the UK. There's the western tip of Spain area has a little bit of GMT, but then the rest of mainland Europe is all on one time zone, basically. Oh. Spain, France, Germany, Poland, Sweden, Norway, all that stuff is in the same time zone.
Most of Russia doesn't give a fuck about what time Moscow says it is. Okay, I got you. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to guess that England created the GMT time zone.
Yeah, it's funny. When you build an empire, you get to make the rules.
Yeah.
You get to say, we're 0. We're the king of the clock, baby.
Yep.
East India Trading Company, exported time zones.
I'm painting some Silence Men, Tabletop Collective, and I'm just doing their skin right now, and I'm sinking some skin tone into the eye sockets with the intent of just dropping in a little bit of teal into their eyes to give them this glowy eye that I did for Victarion. I gave Victarion glowing teal eyes. I'm gonna give these guys just a little dot of teal in their eyes, like they have some kind of supernatural thing going on.
Slippery eel hugs, by the way.
Slippery
Subscribe
eel
with Prime 17 months.
Fuck yeah.
17. 1-7.
I love you, slippery eel hugs.
Rufus Kit, the answer to your question is because the sun never actually sets. That's just a human piece of imagination. Yeah. The sun is there the whole time. You just have to have some object permanence to realize that it's on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. Dude, Army of Heroes mentions Australia's time zone map, and isn't there a fucking time zone that's like a 30-minute interval somewhere in Australia? I thought it was all hours, but there's one that's like, we are like 7.5 hours, or like 10.5 hours ahead of CST. And I was like, what, dude? What? It's crazy. I really need tips for painting skin tones. All right, LeBlondie, I'll humor you.
Yes.
Not that I
Australian
would.
Central Daylight Time is plus 10:30.
Isn't that crazy? Anyway.
They're all criminals, you know.
LeBlondie, what about painting skin tones is difficult for you? I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions. Miniac / President Camacho just wanted to give a heads up. The pricing for your backlog is listed different on the page, menu 10. Yeah, okay, I know what you're saying. That part of my website, by default, says that it's on sale and that it's super cheap, and that's because there is a large t-shirt that's defective that is very cheap. We have it on sale because we're trying to get rid of it, but it has a little bit of it has a little problem with the shirt. It's almost unnoticeable, but we're selling it at a discount. So that is technically the cheapest price for that shirt, albeit slightly misleading.
Yeah. Well, unless you get a size large and you get the defective one, it's not misleading at all.
Yes, and there's a picture in the product of what the defect is. It's very minor.
It's incredibly minor.
Newfoundland has a half-hour time zone as well. Also, you see, he dared me to paint the rim of a model with dark brown. Never in my life will I do that. How dare you?
That's the prank that we're gonna play on Skies. We're gonna repaint his base rim's colors.
Not okay.
They're gonna be subtly different too, so it's not noticeable easily. It's not like painting it bright red. It's gonna be like grab that bottle of black green or something where it's like,
yeah, just very slightly different.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Hey, no worries, Sam Velbag. I always appreciate feedback like that. So just let me know whenever you catch stuff like that. Okay, LeBlondie said, I'm not great at painting at all, but skin tones, don't even try. You don't even try with skin tones, or like the skin tone paint doesn't even try? I usually end up with a lot of red or yellow. Like literally, or like a yellowy red or a yellowy skin tone or a reddish skin tone. It's kind of hard to buy skin tone paints here, so I usually have to mix paints. Okay, fair. So like it sounds like you don't have access to normal hobby paints. Is that accurate? Let me know if that's accurate or not.
Xavier, I don't think they did stop it. Everyone agreed that we should, and then I don't think that actually went anywhere.
How about time zone changing?
Daylight savings time.
That seems like more of a quality of life thing. I don't really understand why it exists. It's such a confusing thing that's not worth the confusion it causes. That's accurate. Okay. Well, you have a much harder time of life than I do because I don't have to mix my skin tones. But I could try.
Yeah. So the Senate unanimously passed the end of the daylight savings time bill, and then the House never even took it up for a vote last session. So it's not happening.
Cool.
Vallejo had a skin tone that they sold at stores like Hobbytown, USA. I mean, Vallejo has a lot of skin tones. A lot of them. Like at least 2.
Let's do some experimenting here.
Uh-oh.
Just very briefly.
Here comes the experimentation, chat.
Experimentation! Ooh, Naphthol red. My white is probably already out. Surprisingly, there isn't a lot.
He's thinking, chat.
Okay. So, I don't really know a lot about other skin types other than Caucasian. That's the one I normally deal in. But it's largely an orange color, which you get from mixing red and yellow. You need a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, and that nails you a Caucasian skin tone. And then from there, you can have fun. So let's. I don't really ever do this. So if I fuck up, I'm sorry. Let's try. Let's get that top-down camera going. If it looks good. Nope, it doesn't. We'll operate in that corner. I do need some white that I will get eventually. I'm assuming it's somewhere out in my desk. Wait, I already got red out. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Someone said Vallejo model. I mean, I don't. It sounds like LeBlondie, whether it's a he or she or they, doesn't have access to hobby paints, which is why I'm not like just saying go buy skin tone paints. Oh, it wasn't here. Dirt. Okay. Now we got some white. All right. So obviously there are different kinds of reds, different kinds of blues, different kinds of yellows.
Why don't you just spin the palette around so everything is in that same space?
Sure.
Then people will be able to see what you're talking about.
Yes. I shall. Oh my fucking God. Please just screw on. I'm using Yosonia artist grade paints right now, which I believe is, I am so irate right now. I believe it's a paint that's largely available to the eastern part of the world, but you can get it anywhere. Obviously I have it. But I know a lot of Japanese and Korean painters who use Yosonia when painting minis. Although I wouldn't recommend tube paints for models necessarily anyways. Okay, that's what I got.
RBY.
So I'm gonna make an orange, and I'm just gonna push up some shit over here. Sorry, Soundsman. All right, cool. All right, a little bit of red. Sorry, a little bit of yellow. A little bit of red. To get an orange. Some water. A little bit of white. And like the tiniest amount of blue. Just to make it less of a cartoony orange and more of a
Less
saturated.
Simpsons, more Skinsons?
Yeah. Ugh. I think maybe what I should do is before mixing in the white, mix in the blue. And I'm gonna mix in probably more than I need. And then pair it back with some red and some yellow. I think it's easier to do it with the colors before adding the white. And there's a skin tone. I'm gonna show that again. Now that it's a little paler, it's kind of hard to see that skin tone. Oh boy. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, this shot is so fucking whack. Let's go to the paint cam so you can see the actual colors. It even looks more orange in the camera than it is in real life. It's a little redder.
I mean, I feel like the best way to demonstrate it is actually just to compare it against your skin on skin kind of thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
My thumb a little bit warmer. Your joints are going to be warmer looking.
Yep.
Very
You just
challenging.
put a little bit more.
I'll just paint it on my skin. How about that?
Whoa. Well,
Now
that's
we're-
dangerous, Scott.
More yellowy than my skin tone.
And obviously, there's a lot of variation within any of this stuff, but
Yeah. So when you kind of
really, when you mix white into a color, you see the bias of the paint a lot. You see, oh, this is leaning more into the yellow, leaning more into the red, leaning more into the blue, like whatever it is. So when you mix in white, you can do it almost as a diagnostic step. And at that point, you can like, okay, I don't like that yellowy skin tone. You can start to mix in more red to your base color, then mix in white again and see if you kind of get to that space you want to get to. But I don't know, LeBlondie, if I'm helping you out at all, or if I'm just telling you things you already know. But that's my experience with mixing flesh.
Yeah, LeBlondie, all he's saying is just get good, nerd.
Get good. What is the smoothest white paint you've used or remaining the heaviest body? I haven't done a ton of comparisons, but Yosonia Titanium White is nice. It comes out of the bottle smoother than the 2 other brands I've used, and it functions in a very similar way to those 2 other brands. So I think that would be a good answer to your question, but I don't do a lot of comparisons. I don't know the best.
X Cypher 1337X, subscribing with Prime.
Thanks for that. You just opened up a new world for me, no joke. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that was useful to you. Sometimes I gotta get out of my own head a little bit and just, I kind of think like everyone knows this kind of stuff because it's the kind of, the 3 primary colors used together make skin tone, but it had that to be in very specific ratios. But I'm glad that was helpful. Avon says he just helped my amateur ass out right here. Thanks, Scott. You're so welcome. I'm happy that was helpful. If you have any more questions, let me know.
What is the name of painting in that one palette? It's not those
palette?
3, it's the 4.
Oh, you're talking about like the yellowy one?
Let me look this up.
JTP! Thanks for gifting a sub. CMYK is a different kind of color system.
There's that, but no, there's like a specific weird
Zorn.
Yeah, that's it. The Zorn palette.
Yeah, I've never dabbled in that before. It's very artisanal though.
It is. And because it's Marco Frisoni Day, he has done a few different videos on like just painting, mixing colors.
Yeah, those would be good to share.
Here we go. This is one of them, I think. If you're not subscribed to Marco, you should do it because his channel is also very good.
That's red, white, yellow, and black. No, it's black may work. I've never used black before. Again, I'm not a professional at this at all. I would say it's like, to get the right granularity, it's a little bit hard. 10 parts red to 8 parts yellow to 1 or 2 parts blue, and then mix in white to taste. That's kind of how it breaks down in my head. But again, I've never measured anything. What up, Ira? Oh, you're talking about Marco. Okay, yeah. What's up, guys? What does Marco say at the beginning? Not his name. Hello, guys. Something like that?
Yes, it's hello, guys.
Not just Mecha.
Not just Mecha back here. Marco has the most fascinating accent as an Italian guy that's lived in
Ireland
for like a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very confused when I figured that out. I was like, "You live in Ireland?" And I'm like, "Surely something is wrong here."
You can hear it in the way that he speaks English.
Yeah.
He clearly has the original accent, but with that tinge of being around Irish English speakers. I'm very much looking forward to meeting him. That's
Yeah, me too. We actually had a Facebook conversation about how he wanted to hang out at Adepticon, and I'm looking forward to that. That's the best part of Adepticon, is just talking to everybody. It's so much fun. Not just Mecha. He's great. Hey,
Tattoo
Tabletop.
5 gifted subs. Man, we might hit that second giveaway today.
Thank you so much, Tattoo Tabletop. That'd be awesome, hitting 2 giveaways in one stream. What are we at? Is it 37? Can't see the number very well.
Yeah, for whatever reason they punish us.
Yeet yeet. I have never unironically said the word yeet, but I'm trying to. It's my word of the day.
Is that the word of the day?
No, it's not.
We need a word of the day button where everything goes crazy. We're at 29.
Woo!
No, that's not right. This bar is not right here.
Leo Pains, thank you for the sub. I'm seeing 42 right now.
Yeah, I think that is correct. For whatever reason, when I actually look at it on Streamlabs, it's like behind.
Gift of 5 subs. Thank you so much. Show us your tats, bro. I think the only one that you could see is this one, which is an evil city. I got a moon and a couple creepy buildings, some bats in the sky. Yeah, that one. It's grown since you've seen it in the OnlyFans video.
It's grown.
Grown.
Just like me.
Just like a big boy now.
Mama says I'm a big boy.
You want to do 2 giveaways? Throw another hairstyle on the table. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of rocking bleach tips, so
Yeah, let's see him.
I trust chat with my hairstyle livelihood here.
Now that you got your hair trimmed up, I think it looks even better than it did before. Yeah, let me just obscure myself behind the camera like a professional.
Ooh.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Okay.
See, what we need to do is throw down the gauntlet and say like 500 subs and you get to decide Scott's next tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to do that. What a majestic beast.
What you do is you have to curtail the options. It is not just like, yeah, get a tattoo of Evan's face or something. Yeah, you put down a couple of interesting options, things that all of which you're willing to get, and then you go, what goes in this space, chat?
I definitely would. Tendy would be one for sure.
A tendy?
Yeah, 100%. Like a golden tendy, maybe.
I feel like it would be very difficult to make a tendy not look like a turd.
What if you put the Canes logo right next to it?
I still think that would be a struggle, but
It's
maybe
like Canes
less
sell
so.
shit now, or yeah?
That's just it. There would be people who would want to interpret it that way. Yeah, I agree with you. Canes really is shit. You'd be like, I'm a fan of Canes. That's why I permanently had their branding carved into my skin.
Well, you don't think that's a good idea?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying there would be people out there that would be like, yeah, bro, Canes does suck. You'd be like, really? You think I hate Canes that much? Get a tattoo of an empty sprue.
I love that. That's a fun idea. Or just a sprue that says something like our top logo. I like that a lot. Tattooed tabletop says someone make him get a Space Marine. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
1,000 subs. Space Marine tattoo on Scott's face. Boom.
Yeah, if we're making like, if we have like, yeah, some ludicrous amount. No, it's not. There is no amount that will get me a fucking Space Marine in my body. I'm not even gonna play with the idea.
What if it was a Space Marine being killed?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, being horribly dismembered with sprue cutters or something.
Yes.
Paint more minis tramp stamp.
Tramp stamps are easy because like no one needs to see them really.
I don't know. You show off your butt crack on the gaming stream so often.
Okay.
Because you wear some pretty short shirts.
I would do it. I would do that.
Vincey-con tattoo? Ooh, a tattoo of Vince.
Dude,
Vince's smiling goatee face.
I would get Vince's face on one of my ass cheeks. 100%. 100%. If I could find someone who could do a face like reliably.
Okay. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. It's the photo of the squad at Adepticon from last year across both butt cheeks.
That cheeky ass face, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a little speech bubble that says "sure" right next to him.
Sure.
I would 100% get that tattoo.
Here's why you're wrong.
Yeah. Where's Amber when you need her? Yeah, she'd be like, yeah. I love it, dude. I would totally do that. That's hilarious.
Get Steve-O's fullback tattoo, but it's Vince's face
Oh
instead.
my God.
Amazing. Simply incredible. Chat really does have the best ideas.
They do.
Tattooed tabletop gifting another 5.
What the heck, dude? Thank you so much for that support, Tattooed Tabletop.
We are just a few away from giving away that cutting mat.
Okay, I'll talk to Amber about it to see if she's like super against the idea. It's my butt. Like, who cares, right? You can't see it. It's like not a big deal.
I have a feeling that of the people who can't see it, Amber is not one of them. Amber would occasionally see your butt.
She would see my butt occasionally, but I don't know if she'd really care that much. That it's so fun an idea that I just can't not do it.
But we have to come up with a pretty lofty goal for that one still.
Yeah.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive too. Maticus, thank you so much for the sub. Xavier 2119, thanks for the prime sub. Okay, these subs are not going toward a butt tattoo. Okay, no. That isn't happening yet. Just want to be clear about that.
We need to make that one like an annual goal or something.
That's why we need to be of the legal age to start tattooing our bodies. Wait, what? Call her on stream and ask. All right, we're doing it right now, and we're gonna put it
content.
We're gonna put it on speakerphone, and she is gonna lose her mind. Okay, I'm gonna call her first and then tell her she's on speakerphone, just in case she says something ludicrous.
Yeah.
Jump lol trollable. Jump lol trollable. Thank you for the prime sub. Content. Let's go clip it. We will. Poor Amber. Yeah, I know. Wait, you know what? She's getting her nails done right now. Wait, what time is it? Oh, no, she's in therapy right now. It's 3. She isn't available.
Damn. Next time.
Next time, though. Let's call her next time. I'm not gonna tell her. I'm gonna call her on stream next time.
No one tell Amber.
No one tell Amber about the butt tattoo. You need to be over 18 to get in Brazil to get tattoos. That's the same. Same for us here in the U.S. Need to be 18 or older to buy cigarettes, any kind of tobacco, gamble, and get tattoos.
And you have to be over 18 to enter this giveaway for a Miniac cutting mat that I just started. ! Moist in the chat.
! Moist in the chat.
10 minutes on this one.
I'll go get the cutting mat.
And of course, if you are in a locale where you can't, hey, you're
strapped.
Stay strapped, man. I'm just slapped. If you're in an area where you're not allowed to enter a giveaway, don't do it. All you have to be is a follower of the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing. And Scott is going to rustle up some cutting mats to demonstrate one in its plastic wrap on stream. The very one that we will be sending one lucky winner. ! Moist in the chat.
Going caveman mode. Oh fuck! That's not how aprons work.
Yeah, it's really not.
All right, here is the cutting mat that you are all spamming ! Moist for. Nice and big, nice and clean.
On one side it's red, on the other side it's white.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't want your cheeks to get clapped. Stay strapped with the Miniac cutting mat. Hey. I don't know how to do these things. How do you do these things?
A double D ring?
Yeah.
You put it through the double D ring and then put it back through the double D ring the other way?
Not one of the double D rings? Just
you do yeah, you go over.
What?
I can do
Was that supposed to be a followable instruction? You go over.
I know how to do it when I put on a motorcycle helmet. That's all I can say.
Okay, that seems to work. You did it. Yay, I did it. All right, ! Moist in the chat, boys and girls. Come on, Scott. Over, under.
Do I ride? I do, but not really. I don't think I've been on my motorcycle in like a year and a half, maybe more. And so 2022 I didn't ride at all. 2021 I rode my motorcycle one time. So, yeah, post-pandemic or mid-pandemic, all that stuff, the drivers are just too damn scary. Everyone's running reds and stuff. What's going on, Scott?
I heard Velcro loosening sounds, which normally means there's a light that's gonna fall on me. But we're good. Dafflo, thank you for the prime subs. 4 months. I appreciate it, my dude. What am I do that?
What unit box are we giving away next? I'm gonna start that thing right back up.
We're starting right back up.
Starfall Knights, Baratheon Heroes 4.
We're ending the stream soon. Why don't we just wait until next stream? And then
we could wait until next stream, or we could get that counter going, because people are going to keep subbing because they love us.
Okay.
And someone just picked up a t-shirt.
Hey!
Generic Spaceman Decapitation t-shirt.
Let's do a different faction. Let's swap back and forth here.
Baratheon?
Baratheon Heroes numero 4.
giving away this lovely box, Baratheon Heroes number 4. Here's some art that is unrelated to the models. They will not look that good, I guarantee it. This will be the next giveaway. We'll show it harder next stream. Listen, Scott, being someone with a manga tattoo, don't say no to the Space Marine tat just yet. Okay, just because you're making bad choices doesn't mean I have to as well. That's all I'll say.
Boom. And this giveaway has 6 minutes left in it. See? See, I told you, Scott. Tattooed Tabletop throwing in another 10. Hey, if you just got a sub gifted to you, I have good news. You have access to the Miniac Discord as long as you link your Twitch account and your Discord account. Boom. I just put the
Tattooed
link.
Tabletop. I'm pretty sure I owe you some kind of sexual favor at this point. So if you want something
See you
from
at
me,
Adepticon.
just send me a DM. You know, I'll hook you up. Thank you so much for the 30 gifted subs this stream so far. I believe I'm counting right. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we're on a level 7 hype train right now.
Fucking level 7 hype train.
I'm a level 7 hype train conductor.
Choo choo.
Damn, only 10 subs away from the butt tattoo. No, I said that wasn't happening yet.
Now that goal is going to be bigger than 100.
I have no idea what a tattoo, I guess I should think about what a tattoo costs to get, maybe.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
A good face tattoo costs real money.
Oh yeah, face tattoo.
I think that this, it's got to be a goal in aggregate, where it's it's not one stream. It's if we get, I don't know, 10,000 subs in the whole year or something like that.
That's less hype, though.
It is less hype, but if we've got an ongoing counter, which I think we can do.
Yeah, we certainly.
Yeah. So, some thought's gonna go into this,
Can't
and
say
I don't mean thoughts. I mean some thought.
Oh, you don't mean THOTTs?
Yeah.
That's a shame, though.
Because Vince ain't no thought.
I love me some thoughts, though. If you could describe my girlfriends in high school, it would be that word. Scott, how many subs for a buzz cut? I mean, hair grows back. My hair grows pretty fast, but I don't think I'd want to get a buzz cut. I do want to get a tattoo of Vince's face on my ass, so that's the thing.
I'm looking forward to these conversations with Vince as well.
I just want to show him it, you know? Vince, look what I've done.
Look what I did for you, Vince.
I want to see how...
I did it all for you, Vincey boy.
I just want to see how disappointed he is, you know? He wouldn't be. He would think it's hilarious.
He would look at it and he'd go, do I really look like that?
Yeah. He would love
Is
it.
that what you think I look like? See, I prefer the disembodied head, the thumbnail Vince head.
Yeah, the no neck head.
No neck, yeah. Vince looking disappointed with a little speech bubble that says, here's why you're wrong. Or, sure. Yeah. Hey, Vince, do you like my tattoo of you? Sure.
Too true.
2 minutes and change left on this giveaway. Exclamation mark moist in the chat for your chance at a Miniac cutting mat.
This is your only chance. You can't buy one. You can only win them in Twitch giveaways.
That's unequivocally, definitely true. 100%. You can't go to miniac.co and click on the cutting mat and just order one easily.
You definitely couldn't do that. And I definitely wouldn't appreciate it if you did that. And put a little message in the checkout screen to show on chat. Because that is a function and it does work.
Oh, that's not the thing. How do I link to this store without just typing the link to the store?
You go into Google and you copy paste the link into the chat.
That's not what I want, Scott.
Oh, it's exclamation mark goodies.
Oh, goodies.
Goodies.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, you can swing over to the Forge and pick up some of Scott's merch there.
Yes. I love those guys at the Forge are great.
Yeah, I met a few of them
Oh, that event that you played AOS or Song of Ice and Fire at.
Yes. Renegade.
Renegade Open.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right. These guys got a lot of money. They got a lot of muscles on them.
They need some tattoos of Vince, I think.
I think they do. Scott is an awesome name. I agree, Carrot. I would know. I'm one too. Hello, fellow Scott. That's the first thing I say to anyone like on Patreon or like Kickstarter whose name is also Scott. I always talk about our mutual name first.
Ooh. Cosplaying as Vince at Adepticon.
I've thought about this. I wanted to tell John that we should one day should be like Vince dress up day, and we shouldn't tell him about it, and we should just like show up on like Friday, like wearing like the Vince outfit.
Light shirt and the green apron.
Light shirt, plaid collared t-shirt
Yeah.
that is short sleeve or long sleeve, unbuttoned, graphic tee for sure, khaki pants, black boots of some kind, and a green apron. 100%. That's the Vince outfit.
If you really wanted to take it to the next level, everyone would shave their heads.
Or wear a bald cap, I guess.
Oh, yeah, bald caps.
Like a really shitty bald cap.
Everyone's got fake goatees.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. What's the status of your mouths that got resin? They're fucked. Some of them might be able to be repainted, but the majority of them are Omega dead.
Giveaway's over. Let's see who won it.
Who won the cutting mat?
George Minis.
Woo! Bald cap with a bit of hair poking through in places. Exactly. George Minis, congratulations. Sound off in the chat if you are still here. If you are not, in the next couple of minutes, we're going to re-rack them. That's just a Walter White cosplay. Yeah, true. That might get a little confusing.
Everyone spam George Minis. It's very important.
This shadow color was definitely too dark. So I'm kind of like painting haphazardly on the skin with a pretty diluted skin tone. That's kind of like an intermediate color in between the two mixtures I had. Just to kind of like elevate the whole thing to a brighter color without having to rebase coat everything. I'm kind of doing it in a sloppy way. Chad is ruthless. Is he not here?
Haven't seen anything yet. George Minis, come on, baby. You got to say something in chat.
Beats edge highlighting a buttload of black power armor. Yeah, I mean, beats edge highlighting kind of period. Although edge highlighting isn't that bad. It can be enjoyable to get nice crispy lines. What's my opinions on Kingdom Death Monster? As far as gameplay goes, I'm not like the hugest fan of games that involve like a village phase where like there's this huge operation I have to do like when I already spent like several hours playing the actual game that I wanted to play. It's not terrible. I'm like making it seem like it's a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, but I just prefer to not do that. In terms of the models, a lot of them don't appeal to me, but some of them really do. The Necromancer boss really does. The Gold Smoke Knight is really cool. I really liked Elf. I like a couple of the Death High models a lot. But the majority of the range I'm not super passionate about. Look like George Minis is AFK.
Yeah, he's got about another minute here, and then Ripperoni, it's pick a new winter time.
Ripperoni, it's pepperoni time.
Worst part about being on a diet is having a large pizza in my fridge.
That does suck.
Because I just want to eat the pizza.
I thought you were going to say the worst part about being on a diet is colloquialisms that use food like breast and pepperonis. It's like, oh, pizza.
He stole that guy's pizza.
I've been enjoying sloppily edge-hiding my black slaves to darkness armor with pale blue. Nice. Glad to hear that. Sorry if the joke was terrible. That's okay. We appreciate bad jokes here. Something that I kind of always forget about in terms of like having a brighter or darker base coat here is that you gotta think about like if you want to do one coat of a paint and not go for full opacity, you gotta think about how dark it's gonna be if you don't get full opacity. So like I didn't think about that. Like painting over like a blue or teal undercoat is gonna just give me a darker skin tone naturally because it's just a dark base coat to work from.
All right, we're picking another winner.
I dog.
Breaking Prime.
Breaking Prime. Let us know in the chat if you are here. Send a message to Miniac at Miniac in the chat, please, or at Evan, either one.
No, definitely send it to the one. It's a lot easier. Let's see if we've got another dud. Let's see. 5 minutes on the clock.
Electomo. I would assume that is.
Yeah, he's here. All right.
Woo!
All right. Breaking Prime, send a message to you click on the little Miniac where it says message me. Send me a message including your full name, your street address that you would like your cutting mat shipped to, and your email address. Easy peasy.
You don't have to be a subscriber to win the giveaway. That would be literally gambling. We are not allowed to do that. In case you were curious, Key and B. All right, see you, Stopson. Off to prime some Ironborn Reavers. Hell yeah, bro. Almost the most efficient point cost unit in the game right there. What has been your favorite model to paint recently? I think the Blood Knight. The one Blood Knight I painted at VincyCon, which I could show you guys right now.
The blue.
Yeah, just the rider itself was a lot of fun to paint. I just had fun getting really nitty gritty with all the edges and stuff like that. Painting the gold was a lot of fun. Did kind of more of a bluish green gold. The Scarlet Shield was fun to do as well. And so was the vampire's face. That kind of bluish shaded skin tone, make him look dead. Like that a lot. That was fun. Oh, I had an idea. Okay.
Uh-oh. He had an idea, Chad.
So in the past...
What the hell did I do with my booklet of sticky notes?
Okay. I don't need to get the model out to describe this, but I kind of want to.
Let's look at the paint rack for a second, chat. Look at all this paints.
Oh, it's fucking paints, bro.
That light in the background, that wire light, that's red. This camera has a really hard time. That orange stripe, that's red. And I don't mean just like kind of red. I mean, it is red.
It's like neon red.
It is, yes.
Okay.
See, I go back here and you can see it in the background there. That's the color red that it is.
Oh, Key and B, nice. I got you. Okay, so I I paint this thing on the banner of my Soul Blight armies, and I've never known what it is. Can we show it briefly? This symbol. It's a sword with wings on it. It's on a couple banners. I think just 2 banners so far, 2 or 3 in my army. And I don't know what it is. So I've been trying, and we've been thinking about lore with our Age Sigmar armies. I know everyone's sighing heavily right now. Lore? Are you kidding me? And I'm trying to think about like what the heck that thing is. And so I was like, I'm trying to like line it up with like my general and where my general is and when she is going to join my actual force. And I have a female general of my 2K point army. She's a lady. Her name is Otilia von Dragos. And the word dragon or Dragos is in reference to dragons because I want to run zombie dragons in my list. And for a while now, I thought what I would do was custom sculpt a female rider for a zombie dragon, a female zombie rider, like a female vampire lord. And that's still a fun idea that I'm looking to do, but I'm thinking about like, what is this sword? Why does it have wings on it? And I was like, okay, the reason why my general isn't in the army yet is because she's off seeking a relic right now. And I thought maybe like the sword could be like something called like flying death or something like that, some kind of thing. But then I was like, wait a second here. What if instead of it being about a specific weapon, flying death, that could just relate to the general, just in general. That's kind of weird to say. The leader in general, my lady, she could be flying death. And I was like, well, how do you do that with a model? And I was like, Vangorian Lord. Lakavai is a female half dragon, half like vampire model. And she could be like the representation of that image in model form. I don't like the model a whole lot, but that just works so well in what I think my growing story is that I kind of have to do it. What do you think about that, chat? Based. Vampire centaur bat dragon lady? Yes, that lady. I was considering using the Lakavai model and just saying it's a Vangorian Lord. Absolutely. If I win anything, don't at me. Oh. Yeah, honestly, it was interesting because I didn't have an interest at all in painting that model, but now that it's like kind of roped into like what I see as the story of my army, it's gotten me very excited to paint the model. So very true, tattoo tabletop. Vampire sword that can only kind of turn into a bat. What up, Seleno?
I can only turn into a half bat. It's really ugly.
You could potentially kit bash the standalone vampire lord standing on top of a zombie dragon. Ooh, okay.
Let's look at the progress that we've made today.
The sword of the midnight. Why would we do that?
Reasons.
Okay. What do you want to look at?
All of it.
All of what?
All of the stuff you've worked on today.
Okay. Are you trying to make me feel bad right now?
No.
I don't know why you're asking then. Because it's not even a lot.
Because it's almost 4.
That's okay.
He doesn't get the end of stream wrap-up idea.
Oh, you want to wrap up?
I mean, do you not? Are we going until 10 p.m.?
I mean, I kind of wanted to finish the skin.
All right, then finish the skin.
Okay.
Do it.
All right.
Do it!
Chat, I'm not going to listen to you. Evan's going to be your friend for 15 minutes.
15 minutes? No, I'm just kidding. I'm always Chat's friend.
That's true.
I'm like Chat's avatar.
Exactly. That's exactly what you are.
Yeah.
The Sword of the Midnight is a great name. Like Otilia von Drago, Sword of the Midnight. Midnight Sword. Sword of the Dark. Darkest Sword. I'm just kind of throwing shit out here right now, seeing if it sticks. That's a good name anyways.
Give a movie hot take. I need to rewatch Rogue One to be able to give you guys a nice, fully articulate breakdown of all the things that I hate in that movie. Because it's been a few years, and some of it has started to fade.
Yeah, you should, because it's kind of like the only Star Wars movie that's worth a damn. Like in terms of like actual like movie and storytelling quality, I think.
Disagree.
I don't know. I can't judge the original movies accurately. I can't detach myself from my childhood love of Star Wars.
The No Sun Sword.
Sword of the Moonfall. Empire. Batblade. Midnight Horizon. The Midnight Blade. Death Sword. Murder Face.
The Dawn Slayer.
Dawn Slayer. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool name.
Who is the disembodied voice who is absolutely correct about movies? Why, that's me. I'm Evan. I'm Scott's producer. I lurk. When I'm off camera, I'm definitely in my chair form.
Rogue One is the best Disney Star Wars movie. I agree with that. I totally agree with what Tattoo Tabletop said, though, about the movie. The best part is the fucking end. When fucking Vader wrecks goddamn house. Oh! It's getting me a little turned on thinking about it. It is so good. So good.
Here's what you should do.
He's a weird chair. Oh my god.
I'm a weird chair. Scott, here's what you need to do.
Okay, what I need to do.
You need to get a sponsorship going.
Okay.
And your general is the Dark Sword, sponsored by Dork Sword
There
Miniatures.
you go. Yep.
Jim, pay us money.
That would work.
They've been on a hot streak of releases this year. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have not seen that.
They're doing like a Dragon of the Month thing, and the dragons are not pewter, they're resin. And
Damn.
pretty sweet.
Resin.
Yep.
The Moonlit Blade. These are all good names. These are all solid names that you would see in a GW game. Rebel, this is the ceiling. Ceiling, this is the rebel. Hope you get along. Just choking bitches and killing everybody. I love that scene so much. It is Vader in peak form. It is Vader as he is described and how you're supposed to think of him in every Star Wars movie. It's like, oh, this is the reason that we're scared of Darth Vader. Because he can kill everything in his way with like no contest. So I love it. It's good.
Vader OP.
Yeah, he is OP. The Blood Moon Blade. But I'm falling freely.
You really clonked the camera pretty bad.
Did I?
Yeah. I think it might have been the back brim of your hat.
Oh, that does happen every now and then.
Yeah. No capes, no backwards hats.
The music?
Yeah. My grandpa used to gripe at me that the only people allowed to wear backwards hats were snipers and catchers.
Sounds like a very grandpa thing to say.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Probably the same opinion about septum piercings in cows.
It's all right. A lot of your audience seems to be grandpas.
Rufus, you, Grandpa? Mike Genie? Grandpa? Fancy Bear?
Nothing but grandpas?
Nothing but grandpas.
How dare you, says Mike Genie.
It is not in the same place, the storage for the merch. The top merch comes from Teespring, which they have all their own fulfillment and manufacturing thing figured out. And then for the Miniac store, we do all the manufacturing and fulfillment.
Rufus, you gotta assemble that Vince starter pack with Amazon links and post it on the Discord. We gotta figure out what day is Vince Day. Might be Friday, might be Saturday.
Would that not be the greatest troll?
Everybody who looks like is wearing the Vince costume will like have stickers to hand out or something.
That would be just the best.
Or business cards. Oh my God, we're gonna make Vince Venturella business cards.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Why though? What would that? Why? What's the purpose? What are we trying
It's
to?
the little collectible. You find the Vince infection. It's like Vince zombies.
Okay. All right. I'm down.
We just like get some Patrick Bateman style business cards that say Vince Venturella, greatest miniature painter of all time.
All they say is sure. That'd be so good. That'd be so good. Yeah, I thought about dressing like Vince for Halloween. That's a fantastic idea too. That'd be a good car sticker, Sheffers. I agree.
Is that where we're at? We're just gonna start selling Vince merch.
Yeah, just bootleg Vince merch. Mike Genie says, the Moonlit Blade is your leader and the rest of your army is collectively referred to as Legion of the Endless Night. That's a fantastic idea. I think it sounds too much like an actual dynasty, though. There is like a Legion of the Night. Like, I think that is a dynasty that you can play as. So I think we're leaning too much into that. But all those things sound like things that you would find in AOS. No cap. So every night, my wife shows me TikToks that she found throughout the day. I don't know if I've ever told you stream about this before.
Man, I thought that was going in a different direction for a second.
Nope. She'll show me TikToks that she's found and she thinks are funny. And she showed me this one that is so hilarious and so harmless. It's this guy who interviews toddlers. And I was curious about how he gets to that point. Like, how does he talk to the parents and be like, hey, can I interview you for my TikTok channel? And they're just like, no, get the fuck away. But he does, and he's so nice to the kids, and he just asks them questions, and he's so good about going with the flow, like of whatever the kid wants to talk about. He doesn't force anything, and they just have the most hilarious responses. If you're gonna look at any of these, I would look at the one with the little girl who is super enthusiastic about pickles. It is so fucking funny. And it's so harmless, and she's so cute, and it's just so funny. It's just it's a fantastic middle ground of like harmlessness and pure comedy.
This one?
I see that little kid, dude.
Okay.
She's so funny. Legion of the Blood Eclipse. Vincey V Sure apparel line. We're gonna start a whole apparel line for Vincey V. Bootleg merch. That's my new thing in 2023. It's the Vince line. I can hear her squeaking, dude. She's so psycho about pickles.
This kid's got a pickle problem.
I know.
He needs a pickle vention.
Oh my God, dude. Is this the Corn Kid interview? It might be the same person. It could be. I remember when you had your first Corona Con at Scott's house and you talked about how Vince was
an effing paint factory. He is. He just sits there and paints all the time.
Except when he decides to play Magic, apparently.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when John gets him stuck in the magic rut, then I can dominate. But otherwise, yeah, we're all sitting on the couch and watching funny YouTube videos, and Vince is just sitting over at the desk and he's still fucking painting. He's a legend. Editing. Yeah, the editing is really good. Yeah, it is. It definitely assists the comedy in a great way. It doesn't get in the way.
Mike Genie says, my kids fucking loved Pickles until they accidentally got some on a burger and they weren't expecting.
Oh.
And now Pickles are the enemy.
Oh no. Oh no. I love that.
Shankletons wants to know. The syntax is a little off on this. I can never keep my brush loaded or flowing the way I want / well. Any advice?
Yeah, that sounds like it is a dilution problem, because what helps paint flow off your brush onto the model is like how viscous it is. The thinner it is, the better it is, but the less opacity you're gonna have if you have it thinner. So you this is kind of like a muscle memory thing. You have to know how much or how thin your paint should be so that it flows off for whatever designated task you're trying to do. So if you're fighting against your paint and it's not flowing nicely, I would say it needs to be thinned more for whatever you're trying to do. So add some more water, add more of whatever thinner you like to use.
My husband eats pickles and milk, like he'll have a bite of a pickle in his mouth and swirl milk around in there too. You know, that's a problem, you know? He should definitely seek some kind of like professional help.
Therapy.
Don't know about that combo.
There's been a lot of interesting milk combos on the Miniac Discord server.
Oh yeah, like milk and like orange soda.
Yeah, and also Pilk, Pepsi and milk.
Yeah. I kind of want to try it out.
It's like a braid worm. You hear it and you go, man, that sounds really awful, but maybe I should try it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna finish the skin. It's taking too long. Just saying Pilk makes me want to die. Jesus Christ. Two thin goats. I love that. All right, y'all, we're gonna head out. Thank you so much for the unprecedented level of support, specifically from Tattooed Tabletop. 20 subs, 10 subs from Simois, 5 subs from Travel Cedric. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it so much. You guys are awesome. I wouldn't think that we'd have that kind of support here on a casual stream, but we did because you guys rock. So thank you so much. Who should we send all these lovely people over to?
We've got some good options today. We could do Mohawk Minis. We could do Malev. We could do Jimmy the Brush.
What was the first one you said? Mohawk?
Mohawk.
Okay. Falling freely tells me about her husband's pickle and milk tendency. I insult him and then she subs to me. Nice.
Yeah.
This is good. Thank you for the sub, Falling Freely. I appreciate it. We'll miss you, Scott. I'll miss you too, Cornflake Justice. Vincey Butt Tattoo. Y'all are not gonna let me forget about that. We will call the wife. I promise.
You know, speaking of missing people, that reminds me, we're gonna be missing a couple of streams this month.
Yeah, so next Tuesday is good. Wait, no, it's not good.
No, next week is
Blackout.
Is it next week that's Blackout?
Yes.
No, I thought it was... Okay, hang on. I need to look. I'm pretty sure it's a no gaming stream this week. Next week, no painting stream, but we might have a gaming stream with Curtis. And then the week after that is no gaming stream again.
Okay. It's confusing.
It is.
We'll figure it out.
In flux. We're trying to find alternative gaming stream stuff to do.
Yes.
As it is January and I'm taking a little bit of a break, I'll be in Hawaii for a week, and so that's part of the reason I'm going to Wisconsin for a friend's birthday and stuff like that. So it's kind of all over the place, but we will update the Twitch calendar with the actual event or the actual events that it'll be.
Yeah, and we're going to put something in the Discord and all that kind of stuff as we normally do once we have the schedule sussed out. But it occurred to me that we hadn't mentioned that yet.
Don't forget about the Bat Blade.
The Bat Blade.
Appreciate that, Tattooed Tabletop.
That just sounds like something that DC Comics would sue us over.
Yeah, possibly.
Sorry, that's used on the Bat Knight model.
All right, y'all. So who we doing?
Let's do Malev. We haven't rated Malev in a while.
We'll do Malev. All right, we're gonna send you guys over to Malev. I believe if you sub to him, he raps for you, which is just ludicrous. Or at least he used to do that. I haven't watched in a while. Let me know if he does that still. But thank you so much again for the support, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I hope everyone who gave us info for giveaways gave us info. If you haven't, DM us.
We're good.
We're good? All right, fantastic. All right, we will catch you sometime later this month for a painting stream and a gaming stream, wherever they are, whenever they are. They'll be here, not wherever. They'll be here. But yeah, guys, enjoy my live stream. I'll catch you guys later. See you.